Is now just 4 days away. The Buccaneers and the Chiefs. Tom Brady's throwing coach and former Major League pitcher Tom House says Brady should be able to keep playing.
I'm sure you've heard Tom Brady say he wants to play at least 45. I'll tell you what, his skills haven't diminished based on our testing and our research. He may play longer.
Tom House on the Max Kellerman Show. Brady will turn 44 in August. ESPN's Chris Mortensen reports former NFL coach Marty Schottenheimer has been moved to a hospice facility near his home in Charlotte with complications from Alzheimer's disease. Schottenheimer, who is 77, was diagnosed back in 2014. Free agent infielder Colton Wong will sign with the Brewers. He became a free agent when the Cardinals didn't pick up his option. We've got an NBA doubleheader on ESPN tipping off at 7 Eastern. Pacers and Bucks in Milwaukee, followed by the Suns and the Pelicans in New Orleans.
New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, nugs, and now the classic chicken sandwich, 2 for just $5. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios. That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. And, oh, by the way, it's a hump day!
It's hump day.
I think Hanny broke this. Hanny broke the chair. Hanny, did you break the chair?
Hump day.
Hanny broke the chair.
It's hump day.
Or maybe it was T-Bob who broke the chair.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
T-Bob, Hanny, and me.
Hump day.
Bro, this chair is doing work.
It's hump day.
Cody Worsham in 15 minutes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Taylor Calandro later this hour.
Hump day.
Boy, it's going to be hard doing Bourbon Dictionary when I can't drink.
It's hump day.
Anthony Ranaudo next hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
A lot to get to here on this hump day, and glad to have you with us on a signing day edition of Hump Day AFR. Glad you are here. LSU Bama hoops tonight from Coleman Coliseum. Cody Worsham, as I mentioned, 15 minutes from right now. We will preview that game in its entirety. And one of the things that stuns me every year when this matchup comes around and LSU goes to Coleman Coliseum. Coleman Coliseum opened in 1968. 1968. LSU has played there 51 times. Hey, Muse, care to take a stab at what LSU's overall record is all time at Coleman Coliseum? Okay. Do you know the answer?
I don't. But
I'll tell you, they've played 51 games.
51 games.
Since 1968, they played 51 games at Coleman Coliseum.
So they normally don't play well at Coleman, but since it stuns you, I would think it's a little bit better than we would think. 51 games. They've won 35% of them.
You're going to have to do the math for me. What's 35%?
Okay, hold on. I'll give a...
Hey, Siri, what's 35% of 51?
35% times 51 is 17.85.
Okay, that's not right.
So you're going for 17 wins all time.
They've won more than 17 games there.
Okay, how many?
I'd say they've won... We'll give them 27 wins.
27.
27 wins.
So you think they're basically 500?
Yeah.
27, a little over 27 and 24 is basically what you're saying. Nope.
Oh. Was I closer with the 17?
Yep.
Oh.
all time at Coleman Coliseum, your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Are you holding on to something? Are you holding on to something?
Yeah.
You might want to.
Should I? I gotta hold on to the chair.
I'll go 30 for 30. What if I told you LSU's all-time record at Coleman Coliseum, the wins are in the single digits.
Ooh.
9-42 all-time at Coleman Coliseum. 9-42.
So it's as bad as we think it is.
This is, in my opinion, one of the most inexplicable numbers that I come across every single year in any sport when we talk about LSU athletics. I know why LSU's record in football against Alabama isn't good. Bama's one of the greatest programs in the history of college football, and for 30 years, Bear Bryant dump trucked LSU every year. It's hard to overcome a series history when you lost for 30 years, right? I get it. LSU's record in Gainesville, it's been better over the last 15 years, but there was a 20-year stretch where Steve Spurrier wrecked you. So I get why that's not great. There are things like that that are explainable. This one just don't make no sense. Like, I get why LSU's record at Rupp isn't great, because historically, Kentucky's one of the best college basketball programs. Rupp's a tough place to play. And LSU has gone through these major lulls where they just aren't really good at basketball, so it's hard to win there. You take an inferior team to a tough environment, you're not going to win very much. Bama isn't a great college basketball program. They haven't been an historic program. LSU, over the last 50 years, has had more spots of success than Alabama has. Yet, for whatever reason, LSU cannot win in that damn building. It's inexplicable, but it's the reality. LSU is 9-42 all time at Coleman Coliseum. And they're going to play a team that is really good, that beat you in your place by 30 a couple of weeks ago. Not too optimistic about this one. We'll talk about it with Cody Worsham, though, coming up in about 10 minutes from right now to preview the game. Today is National Signing Day, and I don't know how you feel about it. I love this. I love the early signing period. I think this is one of the best things that the NCAA has done with respect to recruiting. I know coaches, it gives them anxiety because now they're trying to sign guys and finish off recruiting classes during the football season. And I also understand why, it makes you kind of commit to guys earlier. I just don't care. I don't care that it makes it more difficult for coaches. You make $7 million a year, figure it out. I have no sympathy for you. I'm more pro-player here, and this is a good thing for the players. Instead of walking up to February and then pulling a guy's scholarship from him the day before or of signing day because you don't have a spot for him, now he knows in December if you're willing to commit to him. If not, he can explore his options then with a couple of months still to spare. It builds them a cushion, a safety net. I'm for that. And I'm glad we have muted the silliness of pulling hats and Isaiah Crowell pulling a dog when he committed to Georgia. And I mean, you still got some idiots like jumping out of airplanes and making these video commitment. I shouldn't call them idiots, they're kids, but you know what I mean. Some of the antics. Let me say that. You still have some of the antics, but it's far less than what it was at one point with all of the absolute charade that went along with signing day. My goodness. Remember Alex Collins wanted to sign at Arkansas, and his mom literally stole his letter of intent paper and ran away. So the kid literally couldn't sign because he didn't have an LOI to sign. I mean, come on. Thank goodness that part of this day is gone. And for Ed Ogeron, the task at hand, of course, you can sign 25. They had 20 in the early signing period, 5 spots to go, 2 commits coming into the day. This is what Ed Ogeron said yesterday when previewing National Signing Day.
Yeah, we have 2 solid commitments right now, and we have a couple of guys that we're 50-50 with. Could go either way, and we'll see how it goes tonight. But I also Want to keep a couple for transfers. We're looking for graduate transfers or transfers at need position, and one of them is the linebacker position or best player available. It doesn't hurt to maybe have 2 or 3 scholarships with all the transfers that we have to fill in specific needs.
So Ed Ogeron talking about transfers to fill specific needs. It's obvious that's a piece. I'll get to that in a second. So they came into today with 20 signees, 5 spots available, 2 commitments. One of them, Savion Jones, the defensive end out of St. James. He did sign today, a top 150 player nationally, a big, long kid. It's 6'4", defensive end. So you get a obvious position of need as LSU continues to recruit to a 4-3. You need guys in this build that can put their hand in the dirt and come off the edge. And you watch him, man, he looks like Barkevious Mingo in the uniform. I mean, it is a fun, impressive dude to watch, as big as he is coming off the edge. So Savion Jones sent in his letter early today, and then he was followed by Kimo Makaneoli, who is an offensive lineman out of Florida. He is he's the number 23 offensive guard in the country. He's a 3-star, ranked nationally in the 440. So not a high-rated blue-chip prospect, but a big kid at 6'4", 285 that they expect to play on the interior, might even be able to play center. So you're talking about supplementing the offensive line here, which you needed to do, and bridge to next year where you're going to have a bumper crop in 2022 with 2 offensive linemen already committed. And, of course, Emory Jones from Catholic and LSU lean as well, and he's a top 10 offensive guard in the country. So Ed Ogeron said there, look, I mean, so you got these 2 guys in, so you're at 22. He said best available and transfer. Best available would be Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas, the wide receiver out of Walker, is not going to sign with anybody today. It seems like it's an LSU, A&M, Bama type battle. But we'll wait and see whenever that kid's ready to make his announcement. If he wants to sign, you absolutely take him. If he does, you got 2 spots left. You go hit the transfer market. And remember, the NCAA is considering and very likely to enact a one-time blanket transfer waiver where everybody has just sort of a get-out-of-jail-free card. You can go anywhere and play next year because of all the craziness with COVID this year. So if that's the case, while you may lose players because of that, you also stand to benefit. So go scour the transfer portal, get you a linebacker, an offensive lineman, give yourself some depth at spots where you need it, and then go into 2021 with those veteran players. So essentially, you're using a 4-year spot for a 1-year player. But if it helps you immediately in this year, great. The opposite is what happened with Darren Evans this past year. You used a spot for a 1-year player because you needed help at cornerback, and the kid just couldn't play at this level. No disrespect intended at all, but some guys just, when you take that step up in competition, it just doesn't work out. That was the case with Darren Evans. So you got to be selective there, but if there are players available that can help you now, you take them. If not, you save spots for next year to backfill. So LSU's in a really good spot. They got the 4th best class in the country. The tough part about that is you're the 3rd best class in the SEC with Bama and Georgia ahead of you. But nice class here. LSU back-to-back top 5 classes nationally as they're putting the finishing touches on here. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, and Bluebonnet. Dine in or carry out 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Okay, we'll knock out a quick break. Cody Worsham of LSU Media is going to join us here. When we come back, we'll preview LSU at Alabama and hoops. What do we need to know? We'll find out next. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org. brgeneral.org. That's where you can get all the information about the Baton Rouge General Hospital and their commitment to expanding healthcare in the Baton Rouge area. 3 emergency rooms now open. Of course, their Bluebonnet location. Amid COVID, they reopened the emergency room at the Mid-City location, and now the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital is open on Highway 73, right there between Airline and I-10. You can see the ER from I-10. If you look off to the side, you can see it there. 3 world-class emergency room locations across the greater Baton Rouge area. World-class emergency care has never been closer than it is now, thanks to the Baton Rouge General Hospital. And of course, if you need COVID-19 information, they've got it, brgeneral.org. Tap the coronavirus COVID-19 info tab at the top. See information about the antibody testing, the vaccine, FAQs, plasma treatments. It's all there for you at brgeneral.org. For the Baton Rouge General Hospital, part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Happy New Year from Cordell Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Hey, remember at Pluckers, get your Super Bowl orders in now. I was talking to Steve over there yesterday. They started this several years ago. Like, please don't call Sunday at like 2:30 and be like, hey, can I get 100 wings for $4? No, you can't. Like, call your order in now. Tell them what time you want to pick it up. What you want, what time you want to pick it up, and they'll have it ready for you for Super Sunday for your Super Bowl party. So think ahead. Get in touch now at either Plucker's location, Nicholson or Bluebonnet. All right, LSU Hoops tonight. Great place to watch. Of course, LSU at Alabama will be at either Plucker's location. Cody Worsham, LSU Digital Media, good enough to join us here. Cody, thanks for the time. How are you?
Matt, I'm good. I'm hungry because I haven't eaten lunch yet, and so you talk about chicken wings, and that's all I can think about. So I'll try to focus on the task at hand.
Please do. Are you with the team in Tuscaloosa?
No, I haven't traveled this year with any of the teams, which has been a bummer, but that's, understandable, I think, in the context.
But I know you've been to Coleman Coliseum before, and I don't know if you're in the open of the show I mentioned this. It's almost unthinkable. LSU all-time is 9-42 in that building. It doesn't even make sense. What I'm sure in writing features and everything you've done in your career, at some point you've sat down and put some context behind this. Why has that building been such a house of horrors for LSU?
Yeah, I remember I guess it was 2005 2013 when LSU made the NCAA tournament. No, it wasn't the NCAA tournament, but it was a year that Johnny O'Brien and Siobhan Coleman and Anthony Hickey, that team went there, and I think they won like a triple overtime game there.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was the first game they'd won there in like a decade or something, but it was like, wow, LSU actually like won a game in Coleman Coliseum. And then I think a couple of years later when they made the NCAA tournament, I think they went and got a win there too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they did in the 2014-15 season. So they're rare. I really don't know why. I mean, it's kind of like football had the weird thing with Alabama where they could never win a game at home against Alabama for, in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I don't know. Weird stuff happens when LSU and Alabama play each other. I wish I had a more satisfying answer than that. I think that carries across all sports, whether it's football or basketball or baseball or beach volleyball or golf. Just weird stuff happens. Don't have a better answer than that. I know it's a tough place to play and that they're usually pretty good there, but there's been seasons where LSU should have gone there and won and didn't. So it's unfathomable.
This is one of those where the roles kind of reversed, though. Bama's an 8.5-point favorite tonight. Issue more difficult without Darius Days. Practically, what do they miss tonight not having Days in this matchup in particular? Well,
I guess particular to this matchup, Alabama is so good defensively, and the one area that they are deficient defensively is they do give up a lot of offensive rebounds, and Darius Days is very good at getting offensive rebounds. And when you have a guy like a Cam Thomas, for example, who's struggling a little bit with his shot, or if you're struggling to get things going, Darius is he's the ultimate slump buster. He is the guy that goes in there and gets your miss and puts it back. And it's hard for teams to go on long runs when he's in there because even if you're struggling from the field, he cleans up your mess and puts it back in. So you miss that. You miss a guy that can play small ball, which is what Alabama wants to do, play fast and small. Darius is well suited for that. I'd have to go back and look at the box score, but I remember he didn't play well in that game. His numbers weren't good in that game. I'm looking at it now. He only played 15 minutes. And it's one of those things where when LSU plays well, it's because it's not because Days is playing well, but when Days is playing well, LSU plays well. When he struggles, LSU struggles. And so he's been huge at everything they've done this year. It's a tough loss. I don't know how they make up for it.
Now, Cody, the flip side of it, too, is, and we were talking with Dane Bradshaw earlier this week, and he was really hammering the point that, Herb Jones for Alabama as well hasn't really been right. If he's not 100% limited in any way, whatever way, how much might that limit or has limited Bama here in this recent stretch?
I don't know how much it would have limited them recently. I mean, if you go back and look at the LSU game when they played LSU earlier, he played well in that game, particularly as kind of a ball mover and a facilitator. He had 5 assists in that game, where he really affects things for them as defensively because he can switch and he can get steals, he can get blocks, he can guard your point guard, he can guard your center, he can protect he can do it all defensively. Offensively, he's very good, but defensively, he's a real difference maker. So I think that's the one area where, you take him out, you don't really have a like-for-like replacement for him on your roster with Alabama. You've got some guys that can do some different things. Alex Reese is a different type of big who's given LSU trouble before, but you take Herb Jones out of that lineup, and they're like I was saying they play small. Like they're going to have to play really small without him because they just don't have that many bigs on the roster as it is. So it may be a thing where they play Shackelford and they play Primo and Quinterly and Petty all together and go with 4, 3-point shooting guards out there, which poses some problems, but maybe poses some opportunities and vulnerabilities too.
So Cody Worsham, a couple of minutes on Twitter at Cody Worsham, LSU digital media reporter. Make sure you're following him on Twitter and read us up there at LSUsports.net. The obvious question, Cody, maybe is where I should have started, is about defending the 3, because this was the bugaboo last time these two teams played. But, Bama also set an SEC record. To match that, they literally have to have the best shooting night from 3 in the history of the conference again, which I don't think is going to happen. But how does LSU, what can they do differently this time to run some shooters off the 3-point line?
Yeah, they've got to change their approach. LSU runs this switching defense, switch everything. I like a lot of aspects of that defense, and I think it's worked at times for LSU. like it or not, they're better than they were defensively last year, which didn't say much. They weren't very good last year defensively.
Right.
But they are third in the conference in three-point defense. That's one thing they've done well. And the Alabama game is kind of the aberration there. So you expect some regression to the mean, but I think you have to change your approach in the sense that when you're switching everything on defense, you lose individual accountability for shutting down your man. And so, like, the practical example of that is go back and look at John Petty. I'm pretty sure the first 4 threes he hit in, like, the first 10 seconds of that game or whatever it was.
It felt like it.
I think he hit it on 4 different guys.
Yeah.
And so I think if you have individual accountability where I'm guarding 23 and, I'm not letting him touch the ball, I'm not letting him catch, I'm not letting him shoot, I'm going to sit on his right hand, I'm going to make him a driver, it becomes easier to limit a shooter that way as opposed to switching where, all right, I'm guarding this guy right now. Where's my next assignment? Oh man, the guy I'm guarding just stuck a 3. There's that lack of, in a switching defense, there can be that lack of shutdown, lockdown mentality. And so I'm curious if LSU, like for Petty, says we're going to stick one guy on him. He's going to stick like him to like glue, and everyone else is going to switch. Or if they just switch everything like they've been doing, but say, hey, just make sure when you switch on Petty, he's a no catch guy. He's a make him put it on the floor, going to his left or right, whichever way you want to force him. He's a get in his shorts guy. You don't sag off of him even an inch. Get way up in him. It's got to be a change of mentality. It's got to be knowing the scouting report and all those things. If they do that, like I think if you cut off Petty, they're still, trust me. Like I saw Quinterly, I saw Shackelford. They've got guys everywhere that can shoot it. But if you take Petty away, you're kind of cutting off the head of the snake there from 3-point territory, and then you can adapt to everyone else. But I think you've got to start with that mentality of like, we're not going to let the shooters catch and shoot. We're going to make them put it on the floor.
Any hangover from Saturday?
That's a great question.
Have you been around? By the way, have you been around, been able to go to practice or anything like that?
No, I've stayed away.
Okay.
Here's the thing with this team. Hangover is one word. What I'm looking for this team is I'm looking for the guy, right? I'm looking for the guy that wants the ball in the big moment, and I'm looking for the guy that wants to take control when things are out of control, right? The floor general, the coach on the floor, all the cliches that you use in basketball. That's the most valuable guy in the game. The guy that is an extension of the coach on the floor, and you can trust in a big moment to know, hey, we need to pull it out here and slow things down, or hey, we need to push, or I need to take over. Like we saw with Mac McClung, he did it on Saturday. Like we saw that shift. He flipped the switch. Terrence Shannon was the best player on the floor for most of the game, but when it mattered, Mac McClung took over and put the game on his shoulders, and he was willing to live or die with the results. He got them to win with his efforts. And so I need that guy for LSU. I need, it's great to be very, very good between, the middle 30 minutes of the game. But I want to see who that guy at the end of each half is that can take control and really take accountability. And so is there going to be a hangover? I don't know. But, I think there's got to be somebody who steps up and provides some on-court leadership. And it's not about, I'm getting my buckets or, I'm beating my guy. It's I'm taking control of the game. I'm making my teammates better. I'm putting everyone in position to win. And they don't have that right now. We need to find that. In the big games, they haven't had it, and we need to see that in the big game.
Cody Worsham, LSU digital media reporter, Hey Fightin' podcast. When's the next pod drop?
Hopefully, well, I mean, if LSU has an ugly game tonight, then I'm probably not going to drop one tomorrow. That would be a little bit awkward.
That actually might be the best time to do it, actually.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see. Probably before the end of the week, because I got some catching up to do on some of that stuff, and we got some football stuff to catch up on too. So I think Thursday and Friday are going to be big podcasting days for me.
Yeah, if you're not, however you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, wherever it is, a Hey Fightin' podcast. Make sure you're subscribed up there so you can get Cody's work whenever they drop a pod. And, of course, LSUsports.net. Cody, thanks, man. Always appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Okay, buddy. That's good stuff from Cody Worsham. This is after further review, LSU. It's just not going to be what it was a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we were all shell-shocked. It was an awful day. It was a miserable thing to watch. It was stunning right out the chute for Bama. What are they at 8 of their first 9, 7 of their first 8, something like that? It was just, you blinked and LSU was down 15, and it was just, or 18. It was just unbelievable. And it's not going to be that again. It just can't. It would literally have to be the best three-point shooting day in the history of the conference again for Alabama, which I don't think is going to happen. And they even, in the second half, shot closer to their percentage, but still for the game because they were so hot in the first half, it looked like it did. But I just don't know if LSU defensively is going to be able to lock down this team enough to keep them in the ballgame. So hopefully they are. They can make some plays, maybe surprise us all, get a road win. It'd be an awesome resume builder if they could get it. But more realistically, I think, you play hard this in this game today. See if you can steal a win. If not, focus your energies on Florida because you got to start getting some quality wins. And Saturday against Florida is a great opportunity at home. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Pluckers. We'll knock out a quick break. When we come back, we'll go around the SEC Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro in 15 minutes. Anthony Ranaudo in studio 30 minutes from right now. Looking forward to that. Stick around. AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. Agent225.com. Man, if you follow Darren on all of his social media, it's crazy. He actually posted about a week ago the statistics for home sales in the greater Baton Rouge area. Not only in Baton Rouge, but also in the surrounding areas as well. And one of the things that shocked me is that when you look at the market trends in Baton Rouge right now, which you just wouldn't think, there was a 29.5% increase in the number of homes sold in Baton Rouge last year. Even in a COVID year, 30% increase in the number of homes sold. It's an amazing time if you're thinking about selling your home because it is such a seller's market because people are buying. So call the realtor that sells more homes than anyone. Call Darren James. Get your home sold.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only, subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Meet football legend Tom Flores, a.k.a. the Iceman, a.k.a. the first Latino quarterback and head coach ever, a.k.a. why isn't he in the hall yet? Well, Coors Light is going to do something about it.
I'll drink to that.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Happy New Year from Cordell Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
This was really encouraging. I mean, it is National Signing Day, and that's sort of the focus in the college football world. But Ohio State head coach Ryan Day, in meeting with reporters on Wednesday, says that he expects a normal, somewhat normal, spring practice this year. Quote, "We're planning on having a somewhat normal spring. We have 6 weeks of lead up working in the facility and then having a normal spring practice schedule." That's great to hear because there have been a lot of people sort of asking questions, will there be a normal spring practice for college football this year? And from my standpoint, I've thought of it like, this isn't going to surprise you, but you just played a season. Why wouldn't you practice? I mean, you practiced during the season. Why wouldn't you have spring practice as well in the same sort of confined way, if need be, that you did? And even still 6 weeks from now, as the vaccine becomes more readily available, as we continue to see, hopefully, numbers drop, as things start to open up and feel more normal, as we move past cold and flu season, you would assume that things will lessen and loosen a bit. Not to say it'll be 100% normal, but I don't know that we'll ever get back to normal. It'll just be a new normal with different restrictions. But I don't know why we wouldn't have spring practice. But it's great to hear a major college football, very prominent college football head coach say that he expects that to be the case. And it's great news because LSU, y'all, make no mistake, LSU needs spring football this year. They got one spring practice last year. Do you remember that? They had one practice. LSU had one practice, and then they pulled the plug on spring, and everything shut down. And think about now. You got 5 new coaches, new offensive coordinator, new passing game coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I mean, you're installing new offenses, new defenses. You very clearly have a quarterback competition at hand. While I think Miles Brennan is going to enter the season or the spring as the front runner, provided he's healthy enough to go, the other 2 guys, y'all, TJ Finley has started more games at quarterback than Brennan or Max Johnson. TJ Finley is your most experienced quarterback. Think about that. That's the reality facing this team right now. So, I mean, none really has a noted advantage over the other with respect to playing time. Got to go earn it. It's massively important. And you've got 9 early enrollees this year. 9 early enrollees that could well make an impact on this team in 2021, immediately. And if that's the case, if you expect those guys to make an impact, here's this is the benefit, right? I mean, the reason, literally the reason that guys enroll early is so they can go through spring practice, right? I mean, that's the reason. You enroll early so you can go through spring, so when you get to summer and fall, you feel like you got a step ahead on everybody because you've been there. You've been through practice. You've had a semester in school. So you look at the early enrollees already. I mean, Mason Smith's already on campus. Derek Davis, Deion Smith, Garrett Nussmeier's on campus already, so another quarterback. Garrett Dellinger could well fight for playing time. Landon Jackson, Xavier Carter, Devontae Strong, the linebacker, they fully expect to be an immediate impact guy coming in from JUCO. And then Peyton Todd's probably your punter. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not – look, practice is practice. And I know I've told this – I feel like every year I tell this story. Mueldy Moore, Baton Rouge guy, went to Bel Air, played at Tulane, and literally was an all-time college football great player. And that he was, I think – Mueldy was one of 2 guys to – say rush for 4,000 yards and have 3,000 yards receiving or something like that. Some crazy all-purpose stat in the history of college football. And I don't know it offhand, but anyway, I asked Mueldy in studio one time. I was like, "Man, what did you do with spring practice?" He just laughed. Man, I didn't do nothing. They were like, "Hey, you, go over there and sit down." The coaches told him, don't even put on pads. It was not worth the risk. It was Mueldy Moore. I mean, he was the best player they ever had in the program. It was just that's. And for experienced guys, that's the case. Going into 2016, I didn't need Leonard Fournette out there carrying the ball in practice. You know what I mean? I don't need a year ago. I mean, well, last year was a little different, but you know what I mean. If you have a guy that's already established, had Jamar Chase been out there, I don't need Jamar Chase, the reigning Biletnikoff Award winner, running routes in spring. I just don't need it. Just go take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Don't subject yourself to anything. This year, they all need it. There are no exceptions. There's nobody on that roster where you say, yep, they're good. The veteran guys that came back all came back because they weren't good enough to reach their draft potential. And while you love Kayshon Boutte, guy's a freshman. Guy just finished his freshman year. He's got tons of room to improve. So, man, yeah, like they all need it. You got no bowl practices, which, I mean, that's the benefit of going to a bowl game is you get the 15 practices. You got no bowl practice. You had no spring last year. You had a modified season this year. You need spring this year. You desperately need spring this year. So, yeah, man, I was glad to see Ryan Day say that and hopeful that spring does go off without a hitch this year. All right, it's After Further Review brought to you by Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com, windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows, and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, vinyl siding, and maybe most importantly, service. When you call Brandon Holly, when you call the team at Relief Windows, they're going to treat you great, and they'll never take $1 from you until you are thrilled with the work they do. That's their promise. You may pay a little more, but you'll never wonder about the quality of the work that's being done, if it's going to be done on time, if you're going to be treated right. And you get a lifetime warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. Relief Windows. Windows, door, siding. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Georgia Bulldogs.
Kirby Smart has announced former South Carolina coach Will Muschamp is joining the Georgia football staff as an analyst. Smart said Muschamp will be working on the defensive side of the ball. 49-year-old has been the head coach, as you know, at Florida and South Carolina. And Muschamp's son, Jackson, is a preferred walk-on the Bulldogs football team. Muschamp and Smart overlapped briefly in their playing years at Georgia, and then Muschamp helped Smart get his first full-time coaching job at Valdosta State back in 2000. Muschamp, of course, sitting on a $12.9 million buyout from South Carolina.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama's hired Jay Graham as special teams coordinator and tight ends coach. Bama spent last season as Tennessee's running backs coach, position he also held at Texas A&M, South Carolina, and Florida State. Graham, you might remember, he was an all-SEC running back for Tennessee. Saban has also hired former Tennessee staffer Todd Watson as special assistant to the head coach.
The Auburn Tigers.
First flip of the Brian Harsin era came in state. Three-star defensive back Caden Bridges, who had been committed to South Alabama, flipped to Auburn during a signing day ceremony. Signed with Auburn over South Alabama and Mississippi State. 6'2", 190-pound safety, number 150 overall at safety, and the 32nd best prospect in Mississippi. He's the second safety Auburn has added to this class.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
And Arkansas has had some scheduling shakeups in football. They've added Arkansas State and UAPB games to be played in Little Rock at the dump known as War Memorial Stadium. Meanwhile, they've also extended their terms with the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, so they'll continue playing college football games at a dumpy high school stadium in the middle of a golf course. But the good news is they're moving SEC games out of there. They will no longer play Missouri there. They'll now play Arkansas Pine Bluff, Arkansas State, and Western Carolina coming up at War Memorial Stadium. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. If you own a business, if you need business equipment, you need Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you get every time with Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Brought to you by Pluckers. Let me knock out our final break here of hour number one. Taylor Calandro, a little Bourbon Dictionary. Get your booze questions in. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
You know the drill. It is a Whiskey Wednesday. So let's get your booze questions in, people. Taylor Calandro from Calandro's, the Wine and Spirits Director, joins us. Fire away with your booze questions in the Bayou Forward YouTube chat. You can jump on Facebook or tweet me at Matt Moscona. Taylor, how are you, dude?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
Man, I'm doing awesome. I saw last week that you posted a photo of this majestic beauty, the Sazerac Rye Calandro's Barrel Pick. My God, that thing is just gorgeous with its golden amber color. Looks like a beautiful sunset. My God, I just want to envelop it. I want to bathe in it is what I want to do. Tell me about the Sazerac Rye Barrel Pick.
Man, I think it came out really good. It's a little better than I think your base Sazerac that you get off the shelf because it is single barrel. Yeah, I think it came out well. And from what I understand, it's one of only 2 picks that were actually picked by retailers or restaurants in the state. So.
Oh, really? Who was the other?
I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was a New Orleans store, actually. The other picks were distillery picks. But.
Oh, got it. So explain the difference.
So basically, we picked this barrel. The other picks around town were picked by the distillery, from what I understand.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Let's see. We always get to questions. And I'll get to that in a second. What's hot, man? I always ask you that too. What's going on right now? Are we still in whiskey season? Y'all still moving that?
Still moving whiskey, and I mean, the weather the past couple of days has been very conducive for it. And man, the RTDs, the ready to drinks are out of control. It's crazy. Like just ready to drink cans.
Dude, I saw this week that in final year-end numbers from alcohol distributors around the country, booze was up something like 40% in 2020, which makes sense. I mean, everyone was stuck at home for such a long time, and people just drank.
Yeah, and you'd think with bar business and all that stuff kind of going down a lot, it would have slowed down for a lot of these places. But man, all I've heard from distilleries and breweries is that they beat expectations by a whole lot last year.
It's incredible. All right, we're going to get to a lot of questions. There's a bunch piling up in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on Facebook. This one from at Swibbly, that's B McDan71 on Twitter, said, hey, did you ever post the official, unofficial list of the best value whiskeys from a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember if that was last week or 2 weeks ago that we did this, but did you ever post that anywhere?
No, I didn't. I thought that was something that you found.
No, it was something there, but then you and I went back and forth on what we thought our best value whiskeys were, and we threw out a handful.
Oh man, no, I did not post that anywhere, but I will. I'm gonna try to go find that and I'll record it.
All right, or just post it on the Calandro's Facebook page, and we'll talk about it next week. All right, let's get to your questions. Here's one from Jeff McKithen, who said. He said I can't listen today. He posted this on Facebook, but let him know your Old Elk weeded whiskey barrel pick was fire. Give me some scope there on the Old Elk weeded barrel pick.
Well, I mean the one he's referring to is the one that you helped pick. Actually,
I'm aware.
Man, they were. I thought both picks, the wheat whiskey and the wheated bourbon, were excellent. We still have a little bit of the wheated bourbon left, but that wheat whiskey's gone.
Oh, the wheat whiskey's gone?
Yeah, but
wow.
But I do have a wheat whiskey coming soon that was a collaboration with Bowie's. I don't know if I said that before, but yeah, me and us and Bowie's did a collaboration pick together.
Bowie Outfitters?
Bowie Outfitters, yeah.
Cool, so you did with Lee over there?
Did with Lee.
Very nice.
Over at Bowie, yeah. Lee's a big bourbon guy.
I am well aware of that, my friend. We'll all have to get, whenever I'm off the ideal protein diet, I can drink again, then we'll all gather around there at Calandro's or at Bowie's, and maybe we'll go to Bowie's, and we'll drink some of the barrel pick, and then we'll shoot bow and arrows in their range or something like that. We'll get drunk and shoot bow and arrows. That'd be fun.
That sounds like an awesome idea. I hope Wildlife and Fisheries is listening.
Is that not? Can you not do that? Is that not a good thing to do?
You cannot drink and shoot firearms of any sort.
I'm sorry. Don't people do this when they hunt all the time? They go into deer stands and drink and shoot. Isn't that the whole thing about hunting?
Officially, unofficially. Just ask Ryan Terrier.
Mm-hmm.
It's officially unofficial.
Yes, it's not hunting. It's sitting around and waiting. Anyway. All right, Craig Duguy, have you ever done an infinity bottle? If so, how was it and what was put into it?
I have not done an infinity bottle, but I swear I saw that on Facebook a couple weeks ago. Somebody was doing it, and I was like, I don't know why I haven't done it. And for anybody that doesn't know what an infinity bottle is, you just basically take the last bit of juice in a bottle that you have and pour it all into one bottle. And you record what you put into it and then try it eventually when you think you're there.
Oh, I understand. So you're mixing potentially dozens of different bottles.
Dozens. I mean, I've seen people do.
I like that idea.
50 to 100. I mean, yeah. It's a cool idea to see what kind of mix you can come up with.
That is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Any plans on doing a Woodford Reserve Double Oak Barrel Pick?
We just sold out of the one that we had over the holidays.
Oh, well, tough luck. By the way, I have one of those.
Yes, I'm sure we will do another one soon.
Hey, Craig Duguy, I have one if you want it. I'll make your best offer, bro.
There you go.
Let's see. Let's jump into the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Thoughts on Old Granddad 114? Oh, God, we got a minute. We'll go quick. Thoughts on Old Granddad 114?
I love Old Granddad 114 for a budget bourbon for sure.
Thoughts on the blackened whiskey from Metallica?
Never had it. I've seen it, but I've never had it.
It's awful. Woodford Double Oak tastes way better than its price. You agree?
I agree, and it's been getting a lot of love lately for sure.
William Ivey said Moscona is advocating alcoholism. No, I'm not, but I'm perfectly fine with consenting adults drinking responsibly. It's a spirit. It's meant to be enjoyed, William Ivey. You jerk.
Absolutely.
I know. I'm just so sad. I'm so sad about my life choices, Taylor. What did I do? 90 days. It's all right. I can do it.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby at the end of the day. Drinking is a hobby.
I can do it.
In moderation. Drink in moderation.
I've got 80. No, I'm not good at math. I got to go. Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. Thanks, dude.
All right, Matt.
See ya.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. Give a buzz at 924-2020, 924-2020. Go set up your free consultation. I cannot stress this enough. Do what I did. Do what Caleb Von Chasson did. Do what Devin White did. Do what Paul Maneri did. Do what Jimmy Ott did. What Ben Mintz did. What my dad did. What so many people in our community have done, which is call Dr. Blake Williamson at the Williamson Eye Center. Set up that free consultation. Let him do a full evaluation. Let them examine you to see if there is a refractive procedure that can help. For me, LASIK, I was the perfect candidate. I was a negative 525. If you wear contacts glasses, you know what that means. I was a negative 525. I could barely see my hand in front of my face. Now I'm seeing better than 20/20. Change your life with the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital. Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Super Bowl 55 coming up on Sunday in Tampa. And yes, this is the first time a home team has played for the title. But Saints coach Sean Payton says it's what the Bucs have done on the road in these playoffs that makes them dangerous.
The road Tampa's traveled, history has told us, is a team you got to be careful of, because there's a confidence level that builds when you travel 3 in a row on the road and win and end up playing in this game.
Sean Payton on Key J and Z. Payton also says if quarterback Drew Brees retires, the Saints would like to re-sign free agent Jameis Winston. Payton told CBS Sports Pick 6 podcast that he expects Brees to make an announcement in the next week or two. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Chiefs' barber at the Super Bowl has tested positive for COVID-19. 20 players were planning to get a haircut before the game, but that barber has been removed. After all this time, it should really go without saying, but Dr. Anthony Fauci says it anyway. Hosting or attending a Super Bowl party, not a good idea this year.
Download the DraftKings app and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yuso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 1 hour from right now, want to delve into some Sean Payton, Jameis Winston stuff. Both guys did Super Bowl media this week and talked a lot about their season together. And Sean Payton talked about the future of the quarterback position. He even put a timeline on Drew Brees' decision. We hadn't heard that yet, but that's coming up about an hour from now. We'll go deep dive into that. Right now, though, good friend of the show, former Tiger great Anthony Ranaudo, good enough to hang out. Always good when we get a few minutes, especially in studio. How are you, dude?
I'm great, man. But you just said good enough to hang out. Like is that like I had to hit like a?
No. I mean it's good of you. I mean it's good of you to come hang out with us because you know what I mean. Like not many people want to come hang out with me.
I do, man. I always want to hang out with you.
I appreciate,
dude. Your intro like got me jacked up. Like the boys, dude. I want to go play some. Yeah, I want to go play some hoops or something. Yeah, that's good.
Do you want to? Did you like the part where everybody had a drop, or did you like the theme song, or all of it?
I liked all of it. Even the way you introduced them, you knew it. The timing, it was pro.
I do it often, like every day.
Every day, yeah.
Multiple times every day. It is kind of what I do. But my guy,
you've gotten good at it.
Shout out to my guy Toby Tomplay, who did the AFR theme, and he was doing a gig at he was doing like a brunch gig at On the Half Shell this weekend. And he said like half the audience were AFR listeners that were just like, play the AFR thing.
That's incredible.
It's like you're gigging, like playing, you're playing like Free Falling or something. Like, hey, play AFR. Anyway.
Dude, if you're on your ride home and this is like the thing that you look forward to, you're like, oh, my day's over, and then you hear the music. Dude, I could see that.
It does.
Makes sense.
It does. I got it for a couple of segments, and we're going to do a ton, including your deep dive into sports cards. If you're driving home, don't laugh at that. It's like, sports cards have become a legit thing again, like where people are legitimately investing real money into it. What was a hobby for you and me, and so many people listening that are our age, or my age, you're a little bit younger, but I mean, it's incredible. And you're doing a lot with that. We'll get into that, a lot of the other ventures you have going on. But it's a good time to get you and talk some baseball. And especially because I know in this offseason, you got to spend a lot of time with Jaden Hill and you got to see a lot of this LSU team. So let's just start there. As a guy who, at one point, you were going into what was your money year, you were junior, you knew you were going to be the front of the rotation guy. What is this time, this sort of build-up, this 3-4 week build-up before the season like for a guy like Jaden Hill right now?
Prep. It's just it's mental prep, it's physical prep, it's all the work that you've put in for a long time coming to fruition. So, and honestly, it's just like making sure that you're getting through these next couple weeks, honestly. Like, I guarantee you that his velocity is not going to, I could be wrong, but I don't think his velocity is going to be what it's going to be on opening night these next couple weeks, just because I really think it's a subconscious thing. You're like, all right, I'm just feeling certain things. I'm trying to get my feel. I'm trying to make sure that I'm healthy. Everything feels good. And I just got to get to that Friday night. That's it. And then when the lights come on, it's go.
So what do you expect? So you worked with him this summer. Give me a little bit of a thumbnail or a scouting report, what you saw this summer throwing with Jaden.
First of all, he's an incredible human being. So, that's the first thing. And that was why I spent so much time with him. I think him and I spent almost every day together, probably for 3 or 4 months. He moved into my house at one point just because it was just easier from 25-minute drive, because I live out in U Club and stuff. So he was crashing with me at one of the rooms in my house, and we were working out in my garage. We were doing ankle mobility, hip mobility, like glute activation. We were going out to the fields in U Club and throwing. We were going over to the church field across from F45 and throwing and stuff, and cars were beeping at us, and dude, it was awesome. But I'd never seen a kid like him in the sense of the raw ability, and then him explaining to me his career path and the way that he thinks, and in the sense of oh crap, you haven't even dipped your toe into your potential yet. And that's scary because you see 96 to 99 in Houston, with 15, 20,000 people there, and you're like, this guy knows how to turn it on the biggest stage. Now let's get his foundation right. Let's get him understanding the difference between pain and injuries, right? And have that foundation, that strength, and that confidence going into this year. It's going to be scary. I'm excited.
That's something you've taught. You just said that. You and I went deep into that one time, the difference with pain and injuries and knowing when you need to pause and when you can sort of push through. Because that was the thing his freshman year. And unfortunately, we just didn't get to see a full season last year. I know that was so disappointing for so many, but especially with the way he pitched in Houston. But where would you say, with respect to that, with health, where is he?
So I was just I did another interview. I guess they had media week, and he mentioned my name a few times. So I just did another interview, and that's what they were talking about. They were like, well, what do you think about the fall? His numbers were down a little bit. And I was like, I think his goal in the fall was prove to himself, that he can go 5 or 6 innings. So I think that ability, that confidence, for him to do that is the game changer. And that's what I think is what we're going to see from Jaden Hill this year, is a confident new energy type of guy, a guy that's willing to share his knowledge with his teammates and do not that he wasn't before, but the knowledge of, hey, that's just soreness, bro. We got to figure out how to get through that, right? Let's do some massage. Go in with Corey, spend some more time with him, ask him questions, understand what that bicep muscle is. It's not your elbow, right? Understanding the difference between structural damage and then some fatigue or things like that. And then as we threw every single day and we long tossed and we progressed, he was like, I've never long tossed like this. I've never thrown like this consistently and felt this good every day. And I was like, it's because you just never got the reps. So I think just the amount of reps is going to be the game changer for him this year. It's so exciting.
Anthony Ranaudo is in studio with us. What was it like? Take me back to, I guess that would have been the 11 season. No, the 10 season.
My junior year?
Yeah, your junior year, 2010. Yep. So that's right. 8 was you were rehab, but you came back for Omaha and got the final out at the old box, of course. But then you weren't the front of the rotation guy in 9, right? Colt Lewis did that.
So it was interesting. So
that was
I technically was the Friday guy, but Lewis was definitely the ace, right? He was the SEC pitcher of the year. He won 14 games. He was the guy. But he was also on Friday night. If I pitched 6 innings, Maneri pitched him 2 innings, and then Matty Ott came in, right? And he would come start Sunday.
Yeah. So I was thinking he would start Friday and then come back Sunday. But no, he would say close Friday and then. But
he had that rubber arm thrown down here, just doing that weird stuff.
It's all the Kentucky's best hemp, right? I mean,
that's it.
That's what
talked to him yesterday. Great
dude. He's out of Twitter jail. I'm pumped for him. He was off of Twitter for like a year. He couldn't
his self thing, or somebody put him in
the Lewis Coleman Twitter account, the blue check mark account. For some reason, Twitter banned him, and he's like the most unassuming guy. Like of all people,
right? Lewis Coleman,
Lewis Coleman. But he's out. He popped up on my Twitter timeline the other day. I was pumped to see him. But 10 was really the year where it was you, right? What changed, or does anything change when you know that? You're the guy.
Yeah.
Go. It's you.
I think that's the thing that I loved about working with Jaden this year is I can teach him everything that I learned from that experience. I pitched 125 innings that year. In the sophomore year, we won the championship, and I didn't pitch that summer going in. And then my velocity dropped. I had an injury, right? There was all these different things. And I was projected number 1 overall, like above Bryce Harper at one point. I was seriously, that's my claim. That's my claim to fame, right there. Yeah,
Dude,
seriously.
Your claim to fame should be that you homered at Wrigley. I mean, that's a way better claim to fame.
It's definitely way better. I mean, that's actual fact. Like the thing that I'm claiming is like that's baloney. But I just like to say that.
Okay.
You know, for my own.
Bryce Harper. Who's he?
Yeah, right. But anyway, yeah, it was preseason, Golden Spikes, like all the things that he's going through right now, right? And I think for me, I was like, okay, I'm that guy, but I felt like I always had to be like, let me go prove it. And I was like, looking back on it, I would have told 20-year-old Anthony or 19-year-old, hey, dude, just be you. Just be the guy that they're already telling you to be. And that's what I'm telling Jaden is, let's just get the best version of Jaden. Let's understand you the best, not try to be better than Kumar Rocker or the next guy or be the best pitcher in college baseball so we can win the national championship. Just be the best version of Jaden right now. So I think those kind of lessons are going a long way. And those are the things that I learned from my journey, even little things of like, you're the man in 2000. Well, I was the man in 2010. I didn't sign autographs the way I should have, and taking gratitude and understood what I had here at LSU. And those are the things that I'm teaching Jaden. Even if you get lit in 3 innings, you're going to stand in that line and sign autographs for an hour. I'm going to tell you to do it because that's what I learned and what I wish I could go back and do, because those are the people that are ultimately supporting you, giving you that energy when you go out there, and they're the ones that are going to support you long term. So have some gratitude, and it actually reprograms your brain when you can say thank you for asking for my autograph versus walking out the back door and being like, they don't need that. And I'm like, whatever, my autograph's worth too much, But that's what I was brainwashed to think at 19. Yeah. Like somebody told me that. I was like, hey, the more autographs you sign, you're going to water down your autograph. Don't sign things for people. You're going to be a first round. You're going to make this much money. You got to be careful with your autograph. I didn't know any better. I didn't have a dad that played in the big leagues to tell me otherwise, or an uncle or a brother or anything. So I was like, I'm listening to my sports agent, But it ultimately, I think, created this pretentious a little side of me that I'm not really proud of.
That guy right there?
That's him, the flow.
With
the fighting necklace too. You see that?
I do see that. But you know what else? This year, Maneri is letting the guys have facial hair. All right,
it's making me mad.
This is the thing, right? Like
I'm butthurt about it.
So got a little bit of guys have had flow. Matthew Beck, of course, and Chris Cotton throughout the years. You had it then. But Maneri's letting him have facial hair for the first time. I don't know that this was anything that was ever really often discussed among fans, but that was always a thing. You could never have facial hair. And now the guys are like taking it to whatever extreme as you might. Yeah. It's like whenever, like I went to, obviously the Catholic, to private school.
Yeah.
This happens to every guy that leaves Catholic. You're out from, and then the hair grows, the facial hair grows, like just everything you couldn't do, you do. So it looks so absurd. What would you have done at LSU had you been allowed? Could you have grown a beard then?
I think I could have. Yeah, I think I could have. Yeah, I could have. Because Maneri used to get mad at me.
You got a lot of vowels in your name. You could have grown
That's
a
right,
beard.
exactly. Yeah, what's crazy is I'm not crazy hairy, just on the face though. And yeah, it's interesting. But
whatever. Shut up.
Right. That's what I'm just saying because I have a long sleeve shirt on right now. Nobody knows.
6'7", chiseled out of stone, beautiful hair, great personality, and you're complaining because then you don't even have body hair everywhere else. So it's just on my face, just the place where I want it, right?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the reason that my hair looked good in that is because I could wear a hat. I was thinning already at 19, 20, so. I don't know, bro. I'm just holding on to it. I'm hanging on to it. The Propecia is strong, dude.
You still got yours, man. Hang on to it as long as you can. Renato's in studio with us, talking some LSU baseball. Also, a lot of other stuff that he's delving into. I got to pick his brain about sports cards.
Can't wait.
We'll do that when we come back. All right, stick around with us here. It is AFR, presented by our friends over at Pluckers with 2 locations, Nicholson and Bluebonnet. Remember, get your orders in now for the Super Bowl. You can designate what you want and what time you want to pick it up at what location. Take care of that now. Don't wait until Sunday at Pluckers. All right, we'll knock out a quick break. Stick around, AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001. I always tell you, go read the reviews. Read the reviews on Google. Read the reviews on Facebook. See what your friends and neighbors are saying about River City's 1 Hour Air, because so many people have a negative impression about contractors. But what if there's a contractor that does it differently? That's River City's 1 Hour Air. This came in from Martha Pert, who said, very professional, courteous, cleaned the areas before leaving, answered any questions, returned the furniture and rugs to the original place, took pictures of the work done so I could see how neat the installation looks, friendly, and the crew worked well together. That's River City's 1 Hour Air. Expertly trained technicians that get the job done right the first time. Give them a buzz. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Remember, they work nights, holidays, weekends, and you never pay extra to have them come out nights, holidays, and weekends. That's River City's 1-hour air. 752-0001.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 1045ESPN.com, the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
Failure happens to us all.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, rolling along here on a Hump Day edition of AFR. Love having Anthony Ranaudo with us, former Tiger in studio, first-round draft pick, homered at Wrigley, as a member of the White Sox, by the way.
Right.
And now back in Baton Rouge. We spent basically the whole first segment with you talking about Jaden Hill. Real quick, what about the rest of the staff? I'll get to everything else, but the rest of the staff, the rest of that rotation, and everything else the Tigers have, it seems to be, this might be the deepest, on paper, staff Maneri's had.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Definitely the deepest, right? The weapons, that's the way I look at it, is he has options. He just have weapons, right? Like, we have a solid weekend rotation, arguably one of the, I don't know, I can't, with all COVID and the rosters and stuff, I can't say one of the best, but I'd imagine experience-wise, and then Jaden's, potential and ceiling, got to be one of the better ones in the country. And then, dude, you have options when you come out of in the bullpen. You got McHale, you got Vitma, you got, the middle relief corps, and then you got Fontenot, the back end, and I don't even know about the young guys, but I've been at a bunch of scrimmages, and there was 3 or 4 guys that I'm like, I don't even know this guy, but he's a lefty, 88 to 90, righty, 90 to 92. That's got good stuff. And you're like, that's good. Like, we got a good staff. I'm excited. I don't know all their names, and I got to get to know them. There's more guys on the teams this year, more bodies and stuff, but it's been fun to watch so
You've
far.
seen scrimmages. Can they hit?
Yeah, they're hitting. Yeah, and dude, they can pick it too. Like it's kind of weird because they're all over the place, and like you're kind of not understanding where everybody is yet. We still have a couple weeks. Hopefully they figure it out, but yeah, they can swing it too. Like that's the fun part.
Do you think this? I'm not asking for a prediction or anything, but like you played on a championship team.
Yeah.
Does this team have the pieces? I mean, you got to put it together.
Yeah.
But do they have the pieces?
I think so. From what I've seen in the fall practice, from what I hear from Jaden and stuff, and having the pulse. Even I had Kate on my podcast the other day. So
Beloso, yeah.
Yeah, Beloso, yep.
Awesome.
So it was just hearing the camaraderie. It does. It sounds like, and the tools. They have the tools. I think they have the team, the pieces. It's just a matter of like the difference of coming together and finding that camaraderie or whatever you want to call it. That difference. That there's a lot of good teams always, but.
Anthony Ranaudo is in studio with us, former Tiger pitcher, basically on every social media platform. Go check out what he's doing. Dude, you're doing a million different things. So, like, you got your you got Up and In, you got the podcast, you've got Cards and Culture, you've got F45 over there, the training facility. What else are you doing, by the way? Just so I can check every box.
That's kind of it right now.
Yeah,
that's it. I've simplified some things. I've backed out of Positive Vibes. I still support Matt and everything he's doing. It was just I didn't necessarily agree with the way the business was going and the way he was marketing the business. So I've stepped out of that a little bit, but I did that all last year in 2020, helped him build that. That was really fun. But yeah, it's priority-wise, F45, Cards and Culture, my podcast, and then I have some other, just little business ventures where I'm an angel investor, but I'm not really involved in the day-to-day.
Tell people about F45 real quick.
Yeah, F45. So it's F45 training. It's 45-minute functional training. Over on Bluebonnet and Highland, over by the new Lit and Izzo's over there. Yeah. So we just it's the functional. The F stands for functional, so it's kind of applicable to everyday living, right? Like sitting down, standing up, moving, carrying a baby, holding. So we do a lot of movements that replicate things that you would be doing in everyday life. And for athletes, we always say that functional movements are like the foundation to all our athletic movements. So that's why I love it from a broad spectrum. Like that I can market it to athletes and invite Jaden Hill in for 2 or 3 workouts a week. It's not everything that he needs, but he can get some things that really help him. Or you can go to the 65-year-old grandmother or mom or the 40-year-old mom. Like there's, and I've worked out with a 40-year-old mom next to me using different weights, but we're still getting the same workout in.
Yeah.
So
it is interesting. Like I'll look at your Instagram and I'll see Matuk, like pro athletes. Wait, didn't you have Rizzo in there?
Yeah, Rizzo came in.
Yes, you had Anthony Rizzo of the Cubs in there working on. I'm like, it's Rizzo, and then it's like Jack from 3rd Street is in there as well.
It really is. And one of our, it was so great. I wish I had the video still to show you, but we had a member, she unfortunately broke her foot outside the gym, but she was 73 years old, and her and I did workouts together every day in the 9 o'clock class. It was so awesome because, she's using lighter weights, but I'm using the ones that I want, but we're high, it's just great. It's a cool little.
Maybe I'll come in. I just need to
Dude, you got it. You just got to try it.
I just need to not hurt myself.
That's it. Yeah,
working out now for me is like, bro, I ain't trying to impress nobody. I just need to get lean, keep some muscle mass, and just not hurt myself.
That's what F45 is, man. That's where I'm at in my life. But believe it or not, like I just want to get something. I know it's important. 45 minutes, I'm in and out the door. Yeah. I get to say hi to people, and then the next class comes in 15 minutes. So it's like, it's
all right.
It's good.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Come check it out.
All right, all right, Cards and Culture is your other thing. You got the hat on for those who watch. That's the thing he's got. Yes. He's on Instagram, Cards and Culture. Do you have a website too, or you just have the Instagram? So it's cardsandculture.com.
Yep.
Cardsandculture.com. Give me just the elevator pitch for someone who has no concept of the fact that sports cards are actually a thing again, like they were when I was a kid, 80s, 90s, when it was all the buzz.
Yep. So Cards and Culture as a whole is aiming to, like, the mission statement would be, I guess, to replace the old industry standard of the traditional hobby and sports memorabilia card shop. But the elevator pitch, I would say, is connecting alternative assets and investing into assets that you can understand and invest in the appreciation of, right? Sometimes when people turn on the TV, you don't always want to, you see CNBC and there's charts and there's jargon and there's all these things and catalysts, right? And you're like, I don't know this, and you turn it off. But when you have a pair of Jordans here and you're like, man, these are $1,000 and there's only 1,000 of them, supply and demand laws kick in, right? And so if you hold on to that instead of wear them out, maybe in 3 years you can sell them for $3,000. So I just want to, it's honestly an education platform, but it's also investing in nostalgic things that give you good feels, but that you can also see an appreciation of.
I saw this on your Instagram.
Oh my God. Crazy, right?
The Jordan 91 Upper Deck.
Crazy.
So this is for if you collected cards when you're, so I'm 38. I know I don't mind talking about this. I don't want to go too like off the map.
Yeah.
But I also know our demo is men 25-54 primary. So there's a lot of people listening right now who collected cards in the 80s and 90s know exactly this. It's Jordan with the red top, the blue White Sox cap, but it's the script C cap, and he's going in the backswing, in a batting cage. Like, you know this card.
Right.
I probably have 100 of them. Like
right.
literally, maybe not 100. Let's say 20.
Yeah.
It was one that you could pull in any pack.
Yep.
And I'm looking at this thing. Are you telling me that card is worth $470?
That was maybe like 2 weeks ago. I guarantee you it's like a $550 card now. I guarantee you.
How is it escalating that quickly? So you mean to tell me if I go dig through all my crap and I find this card, someone might pay $500 for it?
If it's graded. So that's the difference now.
Yeah.
The grading systems and everything's electronic, right? So that's why I always say Cards and Culture wants to replace the way that the hobby shop has interacted. Not replace, but change and make it more accessible for modern, younger individuals, right? So it's the pop reports. So it's a population report. That card graded out of 10, there's only X amount in the world, right? So it's the demand of that, and it's a unique card in that set. It was 1991, so he's still playing basketball. He just literally came during a game. Like, if you read the back of the card, he came during a game, did batting practice. They filmed the vid, and they put that in the deck. So it's like one of those things. It's a unique card. It has a unique story. There's only a certain amount of them in the world. Now there's a value that people pay, and if it just keeps going up, people pay that value, you know?
What about other Jordan cards?
Oh, my God.
Did you see the baseball cards?
Yeah, the baseball cards.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, those are the ones that are actually affordable. Do you know his, like, rookie card, the 86 Fleer? It just sold the other day for $738,000. Two of them, the exact same day at the exact same auction, sold for $738,000.
All right, so explain this to me. And Anthony Ranaudo's in studio. So I know a lot of people listening to this going, wait, you mean like the big tall kid that pitched at LSU was talking about sports cards and investment? I know it's blowing people's minds, but because my era I know is known now as the junk wax era.
Right.
Okay, so like basically oversimplifying it, but it got really popular. The card companies printed a buttload of cards. It devalued everything.
Right.
Like, I have a Greg Maddux, like, 87 rookie case, perfect edition. It's like worth $20. It's worth nothing.
Does it have the mustache? And
it's
rated rookie.
Cubs. I mean, it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, how then have we gotten to a point where all of that stuff isn't worth anything? But I saw yesterday, maybe on your page, like an Anthony Davis. It was on your page.
$1 million.
And this is it. Dude, I told you I follow your stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
So on your Cards and Culture page, here it is. This Anthony Davis card went for $1,045,000. Dude, it used to be the only things that would go for $1 million was like a Honus Wagner.
Yeah.
How is an Anthony Davis card that's 8 years old? How is that going for $1 million?
I think it's a combination of things. It's the internet era, right? It's made things accessible. It's the fractional retailing era of understanding you can invest different ways now. And I think the scarcity, right? Like, so the reason that the junk wax era and those things are worth nothing is because everybody thought that they were getting these cards and they were going to be worth stuff, and you put them away and you hold on to them, and so they printed them knowing people were going to buy the boxes. The same thing is happening right now. The same bubble's happening. All the base cards of these Zions and everything, 20 years from now, are not going to be worth anything, right? Like, but right now there's a supply and demand. There's a demand for them. So, like, the boxes are worth a lot.
Yeah.
If you save the box, I think that's going to be worth something in 20 years because the boxes are going to be what's coveted because you can do vintage breaks. You know, like an 03 Chrome of LeBron's year?
Yeah.
$30,000 the box.
That's crazy.
Just to open up 8 packs, you know? So it's like, it's crazy things like that. And I think it's just, excuse me, the supply and the demand. And that Anthony Davis card, that's a highly coveted card in the hobby. And that's what I always encourage people. Please, if you're hearing this, like, oh, let me just go buy an Anthony Davis card and I'm going to make money. No, that's not the way it works. You have to do some research. That's a highly coveted card that comes from a highly coveted box. It's a one-of-one logo, man. So it's a unique card, and there's only one of that in the world.
Okay.
So that's the thing, is it's graded, it's verified by a grading company, you know, and there's a scarcity. So there's a supply and demand that'll always have a value. And once somebody pays that, that's the understood value of it. So it's one of those things that, like, you know, Dave Portnoy got famous for saying stocks only go up, but that's basically the principle that people are believing in this market. So
all right, so two other things. I think we might have even talked about this yesterday on the show for some reason. I don't remember why, but like, are you seeing with this hobby dads who are my age doing this because it's something to do with their kids and it sort of connects them to something with their childhood and the kids are interested? Is like that part of what's driving this that ultimately you think recedes again? Like that there's just a spike that ultimately is going to fall off like it did after our era?
I think the excitement might do that, but I don't think that the hobby is going anywhere, and I don't think the investment area is going anywhere. There's too many venture capital firms coming in and entering, and real institutional money entering this space as an alternative asset. You're already seeing institutional organizations and firms invest into Bitcoin and those kind of alternative assets because of the inflation numbers, right, and the value of the dollar. So people are just looking and more comfortable diversifying their portfolios, and that's all this is just a way to diversify and say that's an asset, just like a share of Amazon is an asset, right, in my portfolio, and that's the way they're looking at sports cards. And I think that the age thing and demographic, I think, hey buddy, look at this, it's cool, you're connecting with your son, but then you're also like, oh shoot, I can go sell this for $1,000 too. So you're making a little money, and it's a little side hustle. It's a fun thing that you brings back feels, you can connect, so it's like a win-win all around, I think.
Cards and Culture. Check it out on Instagram or cardsandculture.com. That's Renato's Instagram side hustle, investment piece, whatever. I mean, you're always into something, man, which is really pretty cool. And man, hopefully as we get closer to the season, we'll keep in touch as the season goes along. Hopefully LSU's having an awesome year. One more thing before you bounce. A thought on the major league season, and I know there's sort of this negotiation going on right now with the owners and the Players Association about are they going to delay a season. It seems like that got squashed. But, I mean, coming off a COVID year, where do you think the big leagues and Major League Baseball is right now?
I can only hope that they're following the NBA and the NFL's guidelines, or at least figuring out what they did well, what they did wrong, right, and like taking those steps. So from what I've heard from my friends that are dealing with all this stuff, it's still a mess. It really is, and there's not any certainty. There's no answers. So I think people are just fingers crossed, hoping they have enough spots for guys and that spring training comes and that we can have a season. So I hope baseball. Honestly, I've stayed out of it, and I don't have the same connections and network that I did. So I haven't heard as much. But the friends here locally, there's a little bit of concern, I think.
Anthony Ranaudo, great to chat, great to catch up. Thanks for coming in, man.
No, thanks for having me. Always a fun time.
I mean, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Sean Payton talks about Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady continues to underscore why, even off the field, he is the forever GOAT. And coming up in about 30 minutes from right now, we are going to talk about, let's hear both Jameis Winston and Sean Payton about Winston's future and the future of the quarterback position in New Orleans. Both talked about it today. You'll hear that coming up. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about our friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana, and primarily because at Insurance Network of Louisiana, they're finding ways to save you money. Better coverage for less money. Everybody has to have insurance, and the reality is most of us just have an auto draft set up in our account where that insurance payment goes out on the 1st or the 15th or whatever day every single month, and you never think about it. And maybe they'll send you, because this happened to me all the time, they'd send you notice in the mail, oh, look, your premium's going up X amount, and then you just throw it in the trash. At least that's what I did, and that's irresponsible, but that's most people. And before you know it, you're paying so much more than you were initially, and you haven't thought about it. That was me, and that's so many of you as well. Insurance Network of Louisiana fixes that. They shop independently, dozens of the top-rated companies in the world, and it's free. They shop for free to see if they can get you better coverage for less money. If they can't, awesome. Like literally the worst thing that can happen is they say, hey, the coverage you have now is the best thing. Stay with that. Or maybe you save money. 293-0450.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
So it is Super Bowl media week, obviously. A lot of players doing a lot of different media, and Levante David was on the All Things Covered podcast. Of course, Levante David is Bucs linebacker, and the All Things Covered podcast is with Patrick Peterson and Bryant McFadden. So All Things Covered, obviously, you got a couple of DBs there. Anyway, so they're interviewing Levante David, and Levante David tells the story about the Bucs win the NFC Championship game, and he gets emotional, and then Tom Brady basically shuts him down. Give a listen.
When I realized that it was real, when I realized that like all the other stuff don't really matter unless it's a Super Bowl, it's like after we won the NFC Championship, you know me, I'm all happy as shit. It's my first, I'm geeked up. And then like, I guess somebody was crying, and I guess like I heard him. It's like, what the you crying for? We not done yet.
Wait a minute, who was crying? Who was that crying?
I don't remember. I want to say it was. I don't know if it was Chris Gowan or Jada Mickens. It was somebody, and it was like it was him. What you crying for? We not done yet. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like he right. You know, I had a little 2 tears too, so I wiped my shit.
That's too good. Like, everybody knows Tom Brady's the GOAT. Like, it's not even debatable. The guy's in 10 Super Bowls, 43 years old, his first year in Tampa, and they're in the Super Bowl. He is. I mean, and it's interesting because in sports, it's so rare that you know you're watching the greatest ever while it's happening, right? It doesn't always – a lot of times context comes later, and you think back and go, man, that team was phenomenal, or that guy was awesome, or whatever. Like, you know they're great when you're watching it, but context usually arrives with the benefit of time. When we were watching Michael Jordan, we knew we were watching the greatest ever. When we were watching Tiger Woods, we knew we were watching the greatest ever, the most dominant in his sport ever. We know it with Tom Brady. Like, there was a debate, and then he got number 6, and now he's going to his 10th with a different team at 43, and it's not even a debate anymore. Like, we know we're watching the greatest. Like, that conversation doesn't happen anymore. I mean, unless if you have people who are super loyal to their guy, like if you're a Saints fan and you want to make the argument about Drew Brees being the greatest of all time, like, he's not. He's the greatest Saints player of all time, and he is on the short list. Possibly even the Mount Rushmore conversation among the 4 greatest. He's in that conversation. But one, like, pole position, 1A, is Tom Brady. It's not even debatable. And that's why. that there is why. The guy's about to go to his 10th Super Bowl, and in the locker room post-game, instead of like exhaling and enjoying it, he's F-bombing teammates that are crying, trying to enjoy it. And you may think that that's absurd, but that's because you and I aren't him. You and I are like normal functioning human beings. He's not. But you have to be like that to be the greatest ever at something, which he is. It's like, I mean, nobody wants this example, but it's like Nick Saban. It's why when they win a national championship, you know, there's that famous video of Saban, them dumping Gatorade on Saban. He's all pissed off. You know what I mean? Wins the national championship. They hit him with the Gatorade bath, and he's scowling back. And it's like, Cat, you just won the national championship. But that's not it. Like, there was a post-game interview with Saban after one of his championships, and he was legit pissed that he's now 2 weeks behind in recruiting. I mean, but look at what the LSU program did after 2019. I mean, they took an 8-month victory lap. They're still taking the victory lap. You know what I mean? That victory lap might have ended against Mississippi State, but you know what I mean. Like, Saban's right back on the grind. It's why he's the best ever. And it's, by the way, it's not to say that if you take the victory lap, you're wrong. You're just not wired like the greatest ever. I remember Bill Belichick. I remember tweeting this video one year. Bill Belichick, they win the AFC Championship game. And they win the AFC Championship game, and he's on the stage. And, golly, I wish I could find it. Anyway. And they hand him the Lamar Hunt trophy. Just won the AFC Championship game. And they hand him the trophy. And he, with one hand, reaches out and grabs it and just, like, slings it back to the owner, to Robert Kraft, just like this. Just a one-arm motion. As if he was handing someone, like, you know, tossing someone at a barbecue or at a crawfish boil a bottle of water. Like, here you go. I mean, that's how he treated the Lamar Hunt trophy. Because that ain't what he wants. It ain't about that. It's never been about that. It's like, that's what it is when you're wired differently. Do you remember, as nauseating as this may be, when Bama beat Notre Dame in 2012 for the national championship, blitzed them, 41-14, whatever the score was. At the end of the game, Bama's running out the clock, and they don't get a snap off. And Barrett Jones was the center, Outland winner, best center in college football. McCarron was the quarterback. And they had Sky Cam, and they was all mic'd up. And, I mean, they're running out the clock, and they get a delay of game penalty, or they had to burn a timeout. And McCarron goes, Barrett! You could hear him audibly yelling at Barrett Jones. And Barrett pushes A.J. McCarron. Do you remember that? It's like, that's why it's different. They're about to wrap up a blowout win in a national championship game, and they're pissed off that they have to burn a timeout in a blowout because they didn't have their play called or whatever. That's Tom Brady. It's just, that's the thing that's different. That's the thing that's always been different with him. That it's just you've never reached your goal because there's always the next one. In some senses, if you want to get like psychoanalytical, that's kind of sad, because then how do you ever really enjoy anything in life if you're always just striving for the next thing in life? But that's the reality of it. And maybe, just maybe, on Sunday, we might see I don't want to say the coronation, but a symbolic passing of the torch to Patrick Mahomes if he's able to beat Tom Brady, win his second Super Bowl. And it was fascinating because Sean Payton did an interview on Good Morning Football, and you don't have this one, do you? And he said he was talking about Mahomes. Do you have this one? You do. Okay, here was Sean Payton talking about the 2017 pre-draft visit with Mahomes.
There were just a few things. You see it all on film, and we send them the game plan the night before, study it. We're going to visit with you on it tomorrow in Lubbock. We came away from there just blown away, impressed. I had made the comment that it's the best college quarterback I've ever evaluated. And yeah, you know, there were all the other checks, all the other things that you can't see on video. His personality is fantastic. He's one of those guys that's probably always hanging out in the gym when he was in high school, comes from an athletic family. He's got a bright smile. You know, I mean, it was it was all there. And to see the success he's having, we were picking 11. Andy went to 10. And as soon as that trade took place, we knew that was for Mahomes. And we were staring at Lattimore and Mahomes. So those were two good scenarios, but he's fun to watch and certainly tough to defend.
Best college quarterback I ever evaluated. Best college quarterback I ever evaluated. Not Andrew Luck, not Peyton Manning, not any of them. Patrick Mahomes. Best college quarterback I ever evaluated. It's a mouthful from Sean Payton. So I think I'm fired up for Sunday. I mean, not because I have a rooting interest in any way, and I sure as hell don't want to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win a Super Bowl being a Saints fan. But the theater of being an NFL fan, I am fired up for this matchup. I mean, the juxtaposition of the young guy who's already an MVP and a Super Bowl champion and literally the greatest of all time. Can the GOAT beat the young gun, or is this the sort of symbolic passing of the torch? There's a very obvious storyline there, and if you're an NFL fan, you're excited for it. So excited for the game on Sunday. You can hear it if you're listening to us on 104.5 ESPN in Baton Rouge. Of course, you can hear the game right here. I would assume that our affiliates in New Orleans and Alexandria have it as well. I don't want to overspeak, but if you are listening in Baton Rouge, you can listen to the game on Super Sunday right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. All right, y'all, it's after further review. We'll knock out our final break here of hour number 2. Muso will have Tigers in the pros. Coming up in 15 minutes, speaking of Sean Payton, Payton spoke in that interview about Jameis Winston, and Jameis did an interview on Michael Vick's podcast about his year in New Orleans. Some fascinating stuff about where the future of the quarterback position in New Orleans is headed in the immediate future. We're going to delve all into that in 15 minutes from right now. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you need dinner plans tonight, Ichiban has got you covered. Essen near Perkins, voted by you the best sushi and best hibachi in the Best of 225 awards. My goodness, why would you go anywhere else? Try the Moscona roll. Find your favorite specialty roll tonight at Ichiban there. Essen near Perkins. Dine in or carry out. Remember, if you want to carry out, you can certainly do that, and you can have a completely contactless experience at Ichiban. Order online, they'll bring it to you. And remember, from our friends at Ichiban, a new authentic Japanese dining experience. It's Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. This isn't the ramen that you ate in those 50-cent packets when you were in college. This is an authentic Japanese dining experience where every noodle is handmade. Patrick Wong went to Japan to learn from the best ramen chefs in the world. Try it today. Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Meet football legend Tom Flores, a.k.a. the Iceman, a.k.a. the first Latino quarterback and head coach ever, a.k.a. why isn't he in the hall yet? Well, Coors Light is going to do something about it.
I'll drink to that.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Happy New Year from Cordell Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. It is National Signing Day. Tigers do sign the 2 commits that they had today already in the boat. Moscona, the offensive lineman out of Florida, and Savion Jones, the defensive end out of St. James. So Tigers are at 22 signees, 3 spots to go. Brian Thomas Jr. out of Walker not expected to sign a letter of intent today. So that continues on, and LSU will be actively pursuing the transfer portal for likely linebacker and offensive line help. So the beat goes on, but LSU right now with a top 5 class for the 3rd consecutive year and still 3 spots to go. So Eddie O and the Tigers in a really good spot with this 2021 class, piggybacking back-to-back now top 5 signing classes, and 2022 may be the best yet. So that roster is reloading with talent, as they often do. Let's see if we can get it all developed now out on the field and get these Tigers back in championship contention. All right, Musso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
So Basketball Australia.
Hey.
They announced their Olympic team today. It is technically now an Olympic year after the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics were postponed for the coronavirus pandemic. They will take place this summer. And a couple former Tigers have landed on Australia's national team. One of them you might guess is Ben Simmons. Yes, he is on there. But the other is former Tiger Duop Reith. Duop quote tweeted the announcement earlier today with the caption, "Blessed," and congratulations to Duop Reith. Going to be an Olympian. That's an awesome achievement.
Don't you have to use the hashtag?
I don't
mean,
make
don't
the
you
rules.
don't you have to be hashtag blessed?
I know what you're going for here. I don't make the rules, but I kind of agree with you.
I mean, you have to be hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
You can't just be blessed.
It's
you
on
have to
shirts,
be hashtag. You have to be hashtag blessed.
Cups.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on everything.
Hashtag blessed.
It always has the hashtag there. Can you? Well, he added some exclamation points there. Can you not add an exclamation point in the hashtag? Doesn't that sometimes take it away?
But I think it's just that the exclamation point isn't hyperlinked. You can do it. It's just not going to be blue.
Okay.
And I don't think it's Duop. I think it's Dwop.
Duop. He's an Olympian.
Duop.
And that's an awesome achievement. We said Ben Simmons was on that team as well. You can actually see Ben Simmons on the court tonight as the 76ers visit the Charlotte Hornets. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to do it. I can't predict the future. But we'll tell you about it tomorrow if he does.
Okay. Look forward to that.
Simmons averaging near a double-double on the season for the Sixers. You will also see Garrett Temple as the Bulls host the Knicks, and Naz Reid and the Minnesota Timberwolves travel down to San Antonio to face the Spurs. A lot of Tigers in action tonight in the NBA. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. Kentucky's Best Hemp. That's Lewis Coleman's company, of course, former SEC Pitcher of the Year, All-American, Major League Baseball player, World Series winner with the Royals. Now back in Kentucky, his wife's hometown, and running Kentucky's Best Hemp. Got this message from Jeff Lee on Facebook. Honest to goodness, true message from Jeff Lee. Shout out Jeff Lee. Hey, Matt, should have responded months ago. Been using the salve, and it works great. It performs better than a prescription pain cream that my wife has. He said, I'll be ordering a refill soon. And then he typed out KYSBestHemp.com. And if you go to the website, you can save 30% if you use the promo code AFR30, AFR30, AFR30 to save 30% online at KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. Yeah. Kentucky's Best Hemp. So ridiculous. But I'll be damned if it don't work, bro. Woo! All right, it's after further review. By the way, Muse, yesterday, I had to give one back. Had to give it back. You know, like we talked about with Biff.
It was a tough one, too.
Dude, it was a heinous bad beat.
That was tough.
Gave you the under in Nets Clippers, and it was trying to intentionally miss a free throw, and it goes in. Heinous. Free throws to cover with 1 second left. Heinous bad beat. Shot that should have ended the game that missed, and they called an off-ball foul. Heinous bad. I mean, it was a heinous bad beat. But got to give one back every now and again, Muse. Otherwise, they get suspicious. We'll be back on it soon enough. All right, hour 3 coming up next.
AFR.
Brought to you by GMFS Mortgage, GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. I know I told you yesterday, got a Facebook message from a listener who had called GMFS on our recommendation. Name is Wayne Fergus. Well, I mentioned Wayne on air, and he said, now I'm famous, LOL. But I'm going to tell a story again for those that missed it. Wayne called GMFS to refi. They lowered his rate from a 4.625 to a 2.25. They lowered his rate 2.5 points, and they knocked 15 years off his mortgage. People, that man is going to be done paying for his home 15 years sooner than he thought. That literally will save him tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more than that over the span of 15 years. It's incredible. GMFSmortgage.com. Take advantage of these rates. What else can I do? I'm begging you. Find a local loan officer near you. GMFSmortgage.com. GMFSmortgage.com.
Here's a great way to start the new year, saving lots of money, because Richards Honda has 0% financing. 0% on some of your favorite Honda models. And with Richards Honda transparent pricing, there are no add-ons or hidden fees. When we give you a price, that's the price you pay. Transparent pricing and 0% financing? Must be why smart customers love Richards Honda. Interstate 12 at Millerville Road and richardshonda.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Super Bowl 55 will be a first. It's the first time the two previous Super Bowl winning quarterbacks will meet. Last year, of course, it was Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy.
To me, when I watch him, I just marvel at his ability to understand the game. And he is so far ahead of young quarterbacks in terms of that and the mental approach to it.
Tony Dungy on Key J and Z. Tom Brady's last title win came in Super Bowl 53 with the Patriots. ABC News is reporting several doctors involved with the NFL's concussion settlement are worried that the program discriminates against black players. At issue is a process called race norming, which requires a black player to show a larger cognitive decline to qualify for compensation. Warriors center Kevon Looney will miss at least the next couple of games with a sprained left ankle. And the Australian Open is scheduled to start Monday, but a worker at one of the tournament's quarantine hotels has tested positive.
We're back on Thursday, and Super Bowl winning coach Dick Vermeil joins us at 8:10 a.m. Eastern to tell us where Andy Reid would rank if he can bring home a second Lombardi trophy. That's Thursday on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Jack O'Neill, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yeah. Let's hump.
It's hump day.
LSU at Bama.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Probably not going to go great for the good guys. Tip off in 57 minutes.
It's hump day.
We'll preview that coming up.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cody Worsham was here in hour 1.
Hump day.
He was also with Hester.
It's hump day.
And he was also with T-Bob.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'll be damned.
Hump day.
Hadn't had Cody on the show in months.
It's hump day.
And the first day I asked, he was on every damn show in his station.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Anthony Ranaudo was here last hour.
Hump day.
We got a lot to delve into. It is National Signing Day, and glad you're hanging out with us here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Pluckers. Get your Super Bowl orders in, by the way. Either location. Just tell them what time you want to pick it up, and they'll have it ready for you for Super Sunday. So it is Super Bowl week, and on Super Bowl week, lots of players and coaches all do lots of media, and Sean Payton is no exception. So too, Jameis Winston. We will let you hear from both because this is obviously a very seminal moment in the history of the Saints franchise. We are all expecting that Drew Brees is going to retire, and we are all now waiting to see who is going to be next at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Time and again, both Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis have said they like the quarterback room, referring to Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. The question was that lip service. We now know that the Saints did not even offer the Lions for Matt Stafford. According to all the reported trade inquiries, the Saints were not one of them. So all of the conversation we had about should they go Jameis, should they go Stafford, the people in the building, the ones actually making the decision, were never even baiting the hook to throw it in the water to try to reel in Matt Stafford. That should tell you what they feel about what they have. So first things first, Sean Payton was on the Pick Six podcast and was asked about Drew Brees and sort of a timeline, but listen to what else he added into that.
Look, I think that's coming in the next week or two. And last season, he spent a lot of time. You know, there's a wear and tear in these type of years, especially at that position. But I think that's something that within the next week and a half that he's going to address and announce. We've gone through the quarterbacks. Of course, we've read all of those players. Taysom Hill, who's in the building. Jameis, who's now a free agent that we hope to sign here sooner than later. We've got a pretty good vision with those players. But I think within the next week, we'll know a little bit more.
So that's the first time we've gotten the timeline next week or two, which makes a lot of sense. It's pretty clear Drew was just trying to wait until after the Super Bowl to give these teams their time with the Super Bowl and then make the decision after. That actually maps to what he did a year ago, where he went to the Pro Bowl, was telling people, candidly, that it was done, took some more time, and ultimately decided to run it back one more time. So that makes sense. Let the Super Bowl get past, don't detract from any of that, and then make your announcement likely next week. So that would make a lot of sense. But the other part of that is Sean Payton saying, candidly, we want to sign Jameis sooner than later. What did we talk about earlier this week? Don't you let Jameis Winston go into a bidding war. That QB carousel is going to be spinning fast. You've already heard reports about the Colts and Bears being interested. If that's your guy, don't get into a bidding war. Go do a deal that pays him what he's worth. Get into a team-friendly structure to where it's a light number early and maybe backloaded. They don't need me to tell them how to do their job, but get it done, and that's Sean Payton saying it right there. Sean Payton didn't just say that on the random Pick Six podcast on CBS. He went on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network and said this.
That's easy. We had a great exposure for 1 year with Jameis Winston. And, we didn't have a normal offseason, but, we had enough time to see what we had with him as a player, as a leader, as an athlete. I really liked what we had a chance to see. He was a tremendous leader for this team. And that's hard to do when you come in new in free agency your first year as a backup quarterback. So that'll be, an important check mark for us. And, a lot of times you want to hold your cards closer to the vest, and he is a free agent. Him along with Taysom Hill, who's in the building, we've said it all along, we're going to develop and coach those guys. And Jameis is one of those guys that we have a big interest in.
So, in a 47-second soundbite, about 40 seconds were about Jameis Winston. And also Taysom Hill is one of those guys that we have in the room too. Tell you all the time, man. Actions speak louder than words. The fact that the Saints did not even nibble at Matt Stafford tells you where they are. Actions speak louder than words, but the actions are mapping to the words at this point. And I think the reason I'm going to keep harping on this and have kept harping on this is Saints fans collectively who have pushed against the idea of Jameis, you really need to start embracing this, because not only is it a possibility, it is a probability that Jameis Winston is going to be the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback in 2021 and likely beyond. Does that mean he'll lead him to a championship? No, I can't say that definitively. But do you have a definitive better option today? No. And do you really trust Sean Payton's evaluation? Because I do. And what's more is I've spelled out so many times concrete, objective data which suggest Jameis could really be good. But all you say is crab legs and interceptions. Like the guy, one of one, who was with us last week, tweeted these stats out earlier today. Since 2015, best quarterbacks in the NFL at converting third down. Best third down conversion percentage, number one in the NFL since 2015, Jameis Winston. How about that? Followed by Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Cam Newton. They don't stink. Highest career first down rate on dropback since 2006. Number 1, Peyton Manning. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Jameis Winston. Number 4, Drew Brees. Pretty good company, right? You want some more data? Jameis Winston turned 26 this past year. All-time quarterbacks through the age of 25. Second in attempts, second in completions, first in yards, second in touchdowns. Pretty good, huh? And this is maybe the kicker, which so many people don't want to acknowledge. He was on bad Tampa teams. Here's Tampa's, and this was an article at CBS Sports. Since Jameis entered the league in 2015, here were the Bucs ranking in key categories. Yards per carry, 30th. Rushing yards per game, 24th. First down percentage on rushes, 31st. Rushing touchdowns, 25th. Points allowed, 31st. Only Miami's worse. Opposer passing rating, 31st. Scrimmage yards allowed, 25th. Basically, they haven't been able to run the ball. They can't stop anybody from scoring for the entirety of Winston's time in Tampa Bay. They put tremendous pressure on a young player, and he was really good. And people say, yeah, but he's a turnover machine. I've heard that too many times. Now, as a matter of fact, some of you may know I do a Facebook Live show every morning called Morning Scone. And there was a guy named Sidney, bless his heart, who jumped on yesterday and started with this, Jameis is a turnover machine mantra, as our good friend Mike Detillier might say. And I pointed out to our friend Sidney there that, as a matter of fact, Jameis Winston actually hasn't been a turnover machine in his career. He did have 30 interceptions a year ago, but that actually was the outlier. As a rookie, he only had 15. And then went 18, 11, 14, and then the 30. The 30 is the outlier. That's not the rule. That's been the exception, but people don't seem to want to acknowledge that. And I followed that up, and the guy said, well, 18 interceptions is a ton. Oh, really? 18 interceptions is a ton. Let's look at a really good quarterback, just for a comparable, right? Okay. Let's look at a guy. Oh, what the hell? Maybe the guy he's going to replace probably in Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a rookie, only played in one game. His following year, he threw 16 picks, then 15, then 7, 15, 11, 18, and 17 in New Orleans those years. How about that? In 2007 and 2008, 18, 17. Then in 2010, he threw 22. In 2012, Drew Brees threw 19. 2014, he threw 17. I guess he stinks. Or I guess he's a turnover machine, isn't he? Couple of 20 interception seasons. Well, that's just Drew Brees. Let's look at Peyton Manning. Just play the game with me. You know what the hell? Let's look at Peyton Manning and see how many times Peyton Manning had interceptions like that. Okay. Hell. Peyton Manning had 28 interceptions as a rookie. Jameis only had 15. That's almost half as many. I guess Peyton Manning is a turnover machine, right? Can't be any good. My God, would you look at that? Peyton went 28, 15, 15, 23 interceptions in 2001. By God. Then 19 in 2002. So in 3 of Peyton's first 5 seasons, he had more interceptions than Jameis did in his second highest interception season. That's really strange. because I thought Peyton Manning was an all-time great, but he had that many interceptions that early in his career as a young player. How could that possibly be? I don't know. Maybe, how about we look at, just bear with me here. Let's look at a guy like Brett Favre, okay? Brett Favre's an all-time great, right? In the Hall of Fame, won a Super Bowl, all that stuff. Let's look at Brett Favre's interceptions. So, went to Green Bay, 13 that first year in Green Bay, then threw 24 picks in that third season. My God. In Jameis's third season, he only threw 11. But whatever. Maybe that must have been an outlier, right? Oh, no, look. 16, 23, 23. God, he had a 21, a 70. He had 29. Brett Favre had 29 picks in 2005, clearly, and then 22 picks in 2008. Clearly, he's not any good, right? He's a turnover machine. Why would anybody trust Brett Favre? Let's look at a guy like Dan Marino. What the hell? Let's see if Dan Marino sort of maps to any of this behavior as well. Let's see. Dan Marino, laces out. Dan Marino interceptions, Let's see. Oh, gosh, in his second year in 1984, when they went to the Super Bowl, by the way, he had 17 picks. But clearly, if you throw 17 picks, you're a turnover machine. And then he followed that up with 21, 23, 13, 23, 22. My God, how did Dan Marino even make it another decade in the NFL with all those interceptions early in his career? Clearly, he was a turnover machine and had no business leading an NFL team, right? How about Johnny Unitas? Let me just go way back. What do you think, Muse? Let's look at let's look at old Johnny U, right? The guy with the flat top and the high top black cleats. Let's look at Johnny Unitas just for bleeps and giggles. I can't say it on radio, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, Johnny Unitas. Okay, as a rookie, Johnny Unitas. By the way, this was just in 12 games. 9 picks as a rookie. And then, this has to be a typo. Johnny Unitas had 24 interceptions in an era where they didn't even throw the ball much in fewer games? Well, this can't be right. And then after he threw 24 picks, he had 19 picks. Oh, my God. No, I'm sorry. It was 17, then 4, then 24, 24, 23, and then 24 again later in his career. Then in 1969, he had 20, and then 18 in 1970. Why did people keep giving Johnny Unitas a job? All he did was he's a turnover machine, right? I mean, if that's the benchmark, what a turnover machine. How did that guy make it in pro football for so long? Is he in the Hall of Fame? Is Johnny Unitas in the Hall of Fame?
He's got an award named
after
him.
Look at that. Oh, my God. He made 10 Pro Bowls. He was a 5-time All-Pro. How could it be? He's a turnover machine. Some of y'all are all up in your feelings about this. You saw a young guy who was entitled, stole some crab legs, grabbed his crotch in the union at Florida State, did some stupid, immature stuff as a young guy, no doubt. But has obviously matured as a man, as a husband, a father, and I salute him for all of those things, by the way. By the way, Jameis Winston was on the QB7 podcast with Mike Vick and talked about spending the season with Sean Payton and Drew Brees.
Man, it was a blessing when you start to learn how to really control of an offense and you see someone who has basically built a reputation with this coach, built their continuity with this coach. You see how the ins and outs work inside an organization, and you learn how to prepare for your next opportunity of being that main guy and how to really command the whole building.
It is possible for people to mature. And then there's this fella on Twitter who said, look at Tom Brady's. Okay, I love this exercise because I know where this is going. Here's Tom Brady's interceptions in his career. I'll go year by year, Tom Brady's interceptions. I'd love to do this. Tom Brady, by year, interceptions. Well, in his first year, he didn't play, so he had 0. Or played 1 game. Then he went 12, 14, 12, 14, 14, 12, 8. Then it was the injured season. 13, 4, only played 12 games a year. 12, 8, 11, 9, 7, 2, 8, 11, 8, 12. Never had that many in his career. So, I got an idea for Jameis Winston. You know what? If you're not literally the greatest quarterback ever, then you suck. Look at Tom Brady's. Hey, guy on Twitter. Do you realize how asinine that is? There's a reason he's literally the greatest quarterback ever. That's the point. Anybody measured to that standard is going to fall woefully short because it is an impossible standard to reach because he is literally the greatest ever. So no, Jameis or Payton or Favre or Marino or Staubach or Tarkenton or Unitas, all of them, they all look like bums next to Tom Brady. The man is in his 10th damn Super Bowl. If that is your standard, Cat, you better quit watching football because you're never going to see it again, brother. Too many of y'all are just in your feelings. You made preconceived notions about that guy because he stole crab legs and had a one turnover-heavy season in Tampa Bay, and you are so blinded by that, what you've accepted as your reality, you can't accept the objective fact about this player, which is he's actually been really good. He was on a really, really crappy team. Put him with one of the greatest offensive minds the NFL has ever seen on a loaded roster. Let's see what he can do. Or give me a better option. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers Nicholson. Bluebonnet Dine-In, carry out 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV, and this Sunday is the Super Bowl. I'm going to keep hammering this home. Get your orders in now. Chicken wings are the number one consumed item on Super Sunday. Pluckers are the best in town. Of course, 2 locations, Nicholson and Bluebonnet. Call today. Either location, Nicholson or Bluebonnet, whichever you want to pick up from. Place your order and what time you want to pick it up so they can have it ready for you. Please do not call on Super Bowl Sunday at noon and be like, hey, man, can I get 150 chicken wings? No, you can't. But get in line now so that way you know your order is going to be ready when you want it ready. Nicholson or Bluebonnet, great place to watch the game. And, of course, LSU Hoops starting about 39 minutes from right now. Pluckers, you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more.
Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
From Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, U.S.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, 36 minutes away from tip, LSU and Alabama. You can watch it on ESPNU. Of course, if you're in the Baton Rouge area, you can listen on our sister station, the LSU flagship, Eagle 98.1. With Chris Blair and Coach John Brady on the call. Will Wade had his media availability on Tuesday previewing this game, second go-round against Alabama. I want to start, though, with talking about Darius Days, who obviously is going to be out. Now, he's been very much a glue guy. He's a junior. He's been great on the offensive glass for LSU, and you're not going to have him, so how do you replace him?
We looked at some different things yesterday in practice. We've looked at just changing one out, maybe changing two out. There's a lot of things Days brings besides rebounding. Our offensive spacing is going to have to be different because the guys we got to replace him are a little bit more limited in the shooting realm than he is. And so, but yeah, certainly rebounding's been an issue for us. He's been one of our better, if not our best, rebounders. And so we've got to make sure we're picking it up on the defensive rebounding front with him out for sure.
On the defensive front. In total. LSU lost by 30 at home to Alabama a couple of weeks ago, and I know that induces an awful lot of anxiety because this is a team that just waxed you, and now you have to go to their building, and you're without Darius Days, and LSU's reeling a little bit right now. So you're having lost 3 of 4. But, you know, I also look at this, and I understand just fundamentally, Bama's not going to make 23 three-pointers again. There's not. I mean, that's the most ever in an SEC game. They would literally have to break their own SEC record twice in 2 weeks. That's not going to happen. But can LSU play enough defense to make this game manageable like they did with Texas Tech? Will Wade did talk about try what they might do different defensively this go-round against Bama.
In the half court, our defense is stifling. It's actually very good. It actually would be elite if you just did it by the numbers. The problem is our transition defense and the rebounding. But we're not just totally going to scrap what we do. But we've certainly got to make some tweaks and make some adjustments to what we do. So it'd be stupid to try to go in there and do the same thing we were doing the first time. But we're not going to get just so far out of whack of what we do. We only have 2 days. It's not like we can just turn our thing upside down.
I mean, adjustments are part of the game, and they'll do that. We'll see how effective they might be. But this, I do think, will be a very different-looking game. It has to be a very different-looking game. We've talked a lot about Days, but earlier in the week, if you were here when Dane Bradshaw was with us, he mentioned Herb Jones, who's been hobbled at Alabama, and he'll be limited and certainly not 100%. And that affects things because he's similar in some sense as a forward to Bama to what Days is for LSU. So both kind of have that lacking there. But realistically, LSU needs an alpha. They need a guy that's going to go take over in the way that Javonte Smart did on Saturday. And I really sincerely hope that he does that again this time because this team is better with Javonte playing like that than they are with Cam Thomas taking 20 shots in a ball game, especially just with the way he shot in SEC play. But One more from Will Wade on what needs to be different this time around.
We gave up almost 30 points in transition the first game against them. So the first step would be get back in transition and get our defense set and just give us a chance. And then from there it becomes, can we execute a little bit better and, know where shooters are and know where our help responsibilities are. And then once it gets on the backboard, can we rebound? But if you remember, just as importantly in that Alabama game was our offense was awful. And so we've got to run good offense. We've got to play complementary basketball tomorrow. And we've got to be able to run much better offense than we ran the first time as well.
Tomorrow, of course, today, that was Will Wade's media availability on Tuesday. LSU and Bama, 31 minutes away from tip. I'll remind you again, we talked about this in the first hour, and this is an almost inexplicable stat. It is, I think, inexplicable. You ask anybody this question, and they struggle to come up with an answer as to why. But LSU and Alabama have played 184 times. Bama's got 110 wins all time, but in Coleman Coliseum, which opened in 1968, LSU has played 51 times in Coleman Coliseum. The Tigers are 9-42 in that building. I don't know if it's the sight lines. I don't know if it's the stench. I don't know if they use some different kind of floor wax or they put flubber on the rims or whatever happens. But for some reason, over 5 decades, LSU has managed 9 wins in that building. I understand why LSU has an all-time losing record against Alabama in football. I mean, for 30 years, Bear Bryant dominated the SEC, and LSU wasn't as good. I get it. I understand some of those things intellectually. I don't understand why, Alabama basketball has not been a juggernaut. LSU has had longer stretches of success and higher levels of success in basketball than Bama has over that 51-year stretch. But for whatever reason, LSU struggles at Coleman Coliseum. So they've got history working against them, and they've got the team that waxed them 2 weeks ago in their own building lining up against them today at Coleman Coliseum. But the Tide did lose last time out, and they were held well below their season average in that game against Oklahoma, where they lost on the road Saturday in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. So 29 minutes away from tip, LSU and Alabama. Certainly we'll watch that one, and we will recap it all tomorrow on AFR. One quick note here. The Arizona Republic, Michelle Gardner at the Arizona Republic, is reporting former LSU Tiger and Arizona State analyst Kevin Mawai is headed to the Indianapolis Colts as an assistant O-line coach. So congrats to Kevin Mawai on the new opportunity to get into the NFL. Of course, he was passed over for the offensive line job at Arizona State. He had been working as an analyst at ASU for the last 3 years, and they had an opening for the offensive line coach. He didn't get it, which is almost unthinkable. And so 50-year-old Mawai leaves Arizona State and is headed instead to the Indianapolis Colts. So he'll begin his career coaching on field at the pro ranks in the NFL. So congrats to Kevin Mawai, Hall of Famer, heading to Indianapolis as an assistant offensive line coach with the Colts after 3 years as an analyst with Arizona State. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're aboard with us here. We'll knock out a quick break and continue. Otterlock's coming up about 15 minutes from right now. Stick around.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Seagoneer Airline, LA16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. That is Clegg's Nursery, and this is an awesome time right now to just plant something. They have got an amazing selection right now of colorful bedding plants that are actually perfect for this cool weather. So if you're thinking, man, it's cold, why would I plant? There are plants right now that are acclimated to this weather, and they thrive. So if you want to add a pop of color right now, you want to get in your garden, you want to get outside, here's a great chance to do it. New shipments of flowers arrive almost every day, so plenty to choose from if you want to brighten up the patio. They've also got a new shipment of house plants that just came in, and got to start telling you about this. If you're noticing weeds in your lawn, they can help with that. So if you get by Clegg's, ask about their lawn weed cocktail. Ask about the lawn weed cocktail, and they can help you nip weeds in the bud in your lawn. Buy local, shop local. Clegg's Nursery.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the diehard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 1045ESPN.com, the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
A lot of people not too happy with my Jameis Winston take. Telling you, man, a lot of y'all are all up in your feelings on this thing. It's crazy to see, but reality is what it is, man. The numbers are what they are. And Sean Payton said it as plainly as he could possibly say it. They want to re-sign Jameis Winston sooner than later, and it's more likely than not that he's going to be the next quarterback of the New Orleans Saints once Drew Brees announces his retirement. Cool day today. I've been telling you about our friends at mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. This is certified space technology developed by NASA. It has been clinically proven to kill the SARS-CoV-2 virus, of course, the virus that causes COVID-19. If you're watching, I have one of the mobile units on the set next to me here. That's an air purifier that can service up to 500 square feet, air and surface. It'll kill the virus that causes COVID-19 and flu, bacteria, E. coli, H1N1, strep, so many of those other viruses. It's an amazing way to clean surfaces and air, also deodorize. Installed 4 in guarantee today. So all of our studios are now clear. I think we're going to put them in GatorWorks and Government Taco as well. I know Fin Bomb It's a restaurant on Burbank Corporate or Burbank and Lee. Just put one in over there. Lots of places, the Louisiana State Capitol, Rufino's, even places like the Cleveland Clinic, they're using this technology. As so many public places are trying to stay healthy and purify their air and their surfaces. This is a way to do it. MyCleanLiving.net. Financing is available as well if that's an issue, so you can check it out. Go to MyCleanLiving.net, MyCleanLiving.net. Like I said, they've got the device that can service up to 3,000 square feet, and the one that I have in here, which is the mobile device, which is about the size of a cell phone, which is super duper affordable. And this is less than it's $199 for this unit right here. So I have that one I keep in my desk, put down here, and then put it next to the bed when I sleep at night. Have one of the bigger units for the house as well. So check them out, MyCleanLiving.net, MyCleanLiving.net. We did talk about Jameis earlier, but I did want to let you hear a few more things from Winston. We've got to move quickly here because I know it went long in that first segment, but we got Otter Locks coming up and what we learned. But Jameis Winston was on the QB7 podcast with Mike Vick, and I guess I shouldn't completely ignore this. Also, it is National Signing Day. It's just not been a super eventful day. We were keeping the two commits that LSU had, both signed. The offensive lineman, Moscona out of Florida, and then Savion Jones, the defensive end out of St. James, both signed. So LSU's now at 22. Brian Thomas Jr., the receiver out of Walker, did not sign with anybody today, so he's still out there. And Logan Diggs, the running back from Rummel that LSU got in late on, did stick with his commitment to Notre Dame and signed with the Fighting Irish. So pretty uneventful signing day, and I'm really good with that, by the way. So on a normal year in the past, signing day would have been a one-topic day, but it's just not anymore. So pretty rather uneventful day for Ed Orgeron of the Tigers now. 22 signees with 3 spots to go. So Jameis was on the QB7 podcast with Michael Vick, talked about spending the year with Sean Payton and Drew Brees, and he also elaborated more on being in that quarterback room with Drew Brees every day.
Man, it was electric. Like, his approach to the game. I pride myself in how I prepare, how I approach the game. But, like, seeing someone who's done it for a very long time, coming to work every day, like, kind of with that rookie's mentality, like, willing to learn. His dialogue, being able to voice his opinion with the offensive coordinator, man. Like, that was the biggest point to me, seeing how he had full control of this offense, seeing how he was willing to voice his opinion and willing to put in things that really perfected his craft opposed to anything else.
And one more from Jameis in this interview where he was asked by Michael Vick, what he's looking for in free agency. It's one thing if Sean Payton and the Saints want to re-sign Jameis Winston, but apparently he's going to have options and suitors. So what is he looking for?
Free agency has really been behind my mind, man. I've been studying, I've been planning on, like, what are some schemes that I like, moving forward? Like, what are some things that I want to implement in my next location, right, wherever I am? But ultimately, man, when you think about free agency, bro, you know it, I know it. It's about winning. Hey. I want to be part of an organization that's ready to win, that's willing to win, and because that's all I'm focused on is winning.
Well, if it's the Saints, Bears, and Colts, those are 3 organizations that were all in the playoffs this year. But he did spend a year with New Orleans. They know him. He knows them. And it seemed to be the option. I was reading – I probably shouldn't, but I was reading through some of the comments in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat in that last break, and some people are saying some rather vulgar things about me and my affinity for Jameis Winston. It's not that I have a strong affinity for Jameis Winston. And I'm not saying – I want to be clear that I'm not saying definitively that I think he's going to win Super Bowls and be a championship quarterback. What is obvious to me is that if you actually are willing to come with an open mind and take a look at the entirety of his resume, there's a lot of really good there. And it mirrors a lot of quarterbacks that would be defined by most as great quarterbacks. But those things get ignored, and what gets thrust to the forefront is the short-term memory of the 2019 season where he threw 30 interceptions. And it was a disastrous year in Tampa, and they didn't re-sign him. But if you actually peel back the curtain, you see a lot more. They had a terrible defense, which is a fact, for his 5 years. They had no running game, which is a fact, for his 5 years. You had a young guy trying to do a lot, which we've seen, which Drew Brees did, which Peyton Manning did, which Brett Favre did, which a lot of quarterbacks do when they're young in their career and they're learning the game. It doesn't mean you can't be a great quarterback. And I'll go back to it again. Give me a better option. would you think that Mitchell Trubisky or Ryan Fitzpatrick or Cam Newton at this point in his career or Sam Darnold are better options than Jameis? I mean, I'd be open to that conversation, but that's a tough sell. And I don't know if drafting 28th, you're going to find the guy that you think is ready to lead your franchise now, especially when you have a roster that's built to win now. Give me a better option. All right, Zap further review. Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Pluckers. Can't eat any Pluckers anytime soon, unless I'm eating a really lean salad. Of course, the ideal protein diet. That's what I'm doing over at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. It's not too late if you want to join. You can join that as well. Join us. We set it up as an AFR weight loss challenge. You can still get the free consultation. They'll waive the $150 consultation if you just mention the show. If you've tried diets and they just haven't worked for you, maybe it's a fad diet where you lost and gained it all back. The attractive thing about Ideal Protein is they get you through this first phase where you lose the weight very quickly, but then they teach you how to reintroduce everyday foods in the world back into your diet and maintain your desired weight as a lifestyle. So if you want to learn more, you can do that for free because they'll waive the consult at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Blue Bonnet, Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey, and Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com, theantiagingclinics.com for the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Otterlocks and what we learned next.
AFR.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Happy New Year from Cordell Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, wrapping up a Wednesday edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. I'll tell you again, remember, get your Super Bowl orders in now. Just place your order, tell them what time you want to pick it up on Sunday, and they'll have it ready for you over at either Pluckers location. All right, let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
We are joined now by the incomprehensible Jimmy.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you, Otter?
Oh, tough beat on that total, huh?
Oh, my God. You know what, Otter?
Gosh.
You got to, look, man, if you win them all, then they're going to kind of get suspicious.
No, I'm watching it, though. I mean, the only way I thought it was going over if it went to overtime. But a little bit of a note, especially for in-game wagering, if you just do see the Nets kind of with a lead in the fourth, and this may be a situation, Jason Kidd will foul. He will not let the opposing team down 3 shoot threes. Not going to happen.
Well, Steve Nash is the coach.
Steve Nash, yes. My bad. So, no, white point guard.
I knew what you meant. Man, dude, the foul at the end of the game, I was like, and then first of all, an off-ball foul. That was a bad beat, man. The off-ball foul when Paul George missed the 3 games should have been over. And then the guy tries to miss the free throw, and he makes it. He makes an intentional miss. I'm like, no.
I know. The beat goes on. The Sharif Cooper run is over. They got blasted, man. Georgia looked great last night. Maybe Alabama. I mean, LSU can have a little bit of that where they were embarrassed last time because you remember Georgia had lost by 18 at home to Auburn, and the score wasn't even. It was closer than the game really was. I mean, Georgia smoked them last night. But the Sharif Cooper Auburn cover machine is over. It was 6 in a row, so that's off right now. But we had a rough night. We had a rough night the last 2 nights. So what do? We got more picks.
You double down. You're damn right. You get right back in the game. That horse bucks you off. You saddle up, brother, and you throw hundos left and right. Let's get right back in the game. Impulse betting, Otter. Let's do it.
Let's go. First of all, LSU at Alabama went way over. This total is out of control. 164? Come on. LSU's got to try on defense a little bit more. Oklahoma showed the blueprint. Don't leave the shooters. Just pull and sag because they want to just shoot in the paint. Take the under 164, LSU and Alabama. Also, laying a little chalk here, Villanova. Quietly 11-1. Had a long layoff. This was some teams, some people before the season started, their best team in the country. They opened up 8.5. They bet it to 10. Mike Anderson, the longtime assistant for Nolan Richardson and Arkansas coach, playing that same type of up-tempo right into Villanova's hands. Lay the 10 in Villanova on that one. And also, we got Tulsa +3 at home. Not done yet. Let's go to the NBA. A little trio there as well. Pacers, Wizards, Thunder. Pacers, Wizards, Thunder. So, what happens when you struggle? We triple up the pick. Okay, a little back for you tonight.
All right. You got the LSU Bama under. You got Nova laying the 10. Tulsa +3. And in the association, the Pacers, the Wizards, and the Thunder. Big night of hoops. get your bets in, and lay them down with the Otta and Otta Locks. Where are you tonight, man?
I'm in City Slice, running solo, all the guests on the line right now, and I got 6 screens in front of me, and I've got my head spinning right now. So I got a cappuccino from Highland Coffee next door. We're ready. We got action. Action! Just outside the gates of LSU.
You have anything you're looking at early for? We got about a minute, so we got some time.
I'm giving you a five props tomorrow for the Super Bowl.
Okay,
5
anything
props.
else that people should be looking at for the Super Bowl? Yeah,
Okay,
having the props?
Well, first of all, I think the Luccaneers were lucky to play a 7-9 team in the first round. They were lucky they had +4 turnover battle and a touchdown callback against the Saints in that game. And they were lucky that my boy LaFleur was on the other sideline during the Green Bay game. So I think the luckiest guy. These lines are based on final scores, and I think that Kansas City -3 is a short number. But I do think, as far as 2 things to remember on your props, okay? I think Kansas City's offense versus Tampa Bay's defense, they're going to have a tough time running the ball against that front. I think the number of passes goes up, the number of rushes goes down. So, like, over Kelsey, over Mahomes, over passing yards, under rushing yards. And Tampa Bay, just the opposite. Their running game's going good. KC, that's where they're vulnerable on defense. I think they want to shorten the game. And, Brady doesn't get into a shooting match with Mahomes. So I think like Fournette and Jones and, rushing yard is up, Brady's numbers, and some of the other receivers down. So just a little bit of a guide based on how I think the approach would be for both teams.
All right, Jimmy Ott. Game Time with Jimmy Ott follows us in Baton Rouge. And if you're not in Baton Rouge, you can listen online at 1045VSPN.com or watch on the Game Time with Jimmy Ott Facebook page. Yes, sir.
And parlay tails in the first kickoffs to touchback. Let's get it right out the chute, baby.
Let's get it. Let's absolutely do it. Get back on the horse, Otter. Get in there and lay in them undos.
Down the stretch we go.
All right, let's see you. That's Jimmy Ott. He's coming up next. Thank you, Otter.
Thank you, Matthew.
All right, man. We'll see you later. All right, it's after further review. We're putting a button here on our Hump Day edition. Remember, if you missed anything, AFR On Demand is presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time online, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. Muso, what did you learn today?
Sports cards have made a furious comeback.
Ooh, you just learned that?
Did.
Cray. Paulie, what did you learn today?
LSU's 9-42 in Coleman Coliseum.
How about that?
What did you learn, Matt?
I learned that I was the 3rd host on this station to have Cody Worsham as a guest today. The guy's good. What can I say? He's good. See ya.
AFR.
Getting on down the road, we remind you about South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. Check them out, SouthPointVW.com. If it's on the lot, it's online. So what that means is you go to the website. Right at the top, you'll see new or used vehicles. You can tap the new vehicles, search inventory, and it's all right there. You can see a picture of the actual vehicle that's there on Airline just north of Highland at South Point Volkswagen. You can view options. You can take a look at the pictures. You can get all the financing available there as well. It's at South Point Volkswagen and online at southpointvw.com. If you have never driven a Volkswagen, remember this. You get great German engineering at a fraction of the luxury price, and they're manufactured in their Tennessee plant right here in the USA. Check out a Volkswagen. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direct?
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Terrio with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.